Hold on, don't click the other one right away. Did you click it already?
What?
Like, don't click the other screen. Just trust me. Go.
3, 2, 1.
We're good.
I think we're good.
Check.
Hello. Welcome back to another UCL / Oh my God, we almost just.
Oh. Just take that down. Just take that down.
Give me 1 second. We'll be back after.
I'll switch cameras.
Hey Jay.
Just take it down.
It was almost
going
death
on?
by scarves, bro. Oh my
Almost
God.
died. That might be our first. That could have been our first guest death.
Viral moment.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
hopping.
Never fell ever. I'll leave it there
Okay.
I blame Dave for that.
though.
Okay, well, we're back. Put it back on me, please.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a
all
crazy
good.
way to start.
we're back. Oh. Anyway, UCL recap. Welcome back. We have a special guest here. It's me, Marco G, AC Milan ledge. Fan.
Wow.
AC Milan fan.
Yeah, when'd you play?
Legend of the game. He played for 15 years.
Yeah.
Italian Mike already in the chat. Dan, what's good? We have 4 big games that just happened these past 2 days from Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll definitely go over, and maybe we'll have some Milan talk here because we have the man himself. So let's start off with. You want to start with Barca?
I want to start off with saying thanks to Marco for coming on the pod. Shout out to you, and we see what you're doing on TikTok and on social media. So anyone who's watching this, tap in on our boy here, me, Marco G, on everything, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
everything same name. Yeah. No, thank you all very much for having me. I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming. Telling Zeno earlier, I'm like his not talking until videos. I have a lot of followers to thank for that, so I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
That's how it
Good to
started.
be
eh?
here. Gets the ball
I
rolling.
remember
you know?
that's how I started because you posted that and then you would go all over his what he would say and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
and
was-
we would always come through here to the studio after, be like, man, you see Marco G react to the latest
Yeah.
TikTok. So
and he roasted you. He would just roast you basically.
And I worried sometimes too. I was like, is he gonna think I'm being like rude? Because I was never the idea. I was just trying to make it funny
Yeah.
and whatever. And
Dude, everything
But-
is done for social media. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You gotta go a little bit extra.
yeah, but
Trust
anyway,
me, Zeno knows.
nah, we loved it.
it's good to be here. Love the kids. I feel right at home. So, all right, let's get it done.
100%.
But yeah, guys, let's start off with what game you guys want to start off with?
Start with Barca.
Let's go in order, man. Tuesday.
Barcelona?
What happened Tuesday? Matthews, kick it off, man.
Kick it off, Matt.
Okay, you want to have the end game of Tuesday? So you guys have like a little segment in between. Like we'll talk about Aston Villa versus PSG a little bit, and then we'll get into Barca Dortmund.
All right,
Sure.
bro, warm it up.
Go for it.
Warm it up a little bit. So we have PSG go through 5-4 in aggregate. Villa almost bringing it back. They actually ended up winning this game 3-2 with goals from Tielemans, McGinn, and Konsa, and they could have had probably more, which is crazy to think that PSG could actually have been eliminated.
I thought Villa were going to do it, man.
I thought
They're
they
playing
would.
at home, playing great. I don't know why Emery took off Rashford. This guy was in flow state,
Did he have
and they got subbed off.
3 assists or 2 assists?
His assist to Konza, I think his name is, right?
Konza, yeah.
Konze was beautiful.
Yeah.
Was.
He got the ball off the corner, and then he just that fake shot or the fake pass what he did, and he went right through the guy, little scoop, and
It
then
was
passed it
nice.
back. Oh, that
His
was
cheese
like
there, he got subbed
that's
off
like
too.
prime Rashford right there. And bro, it's Rashford against PSG. We've seen what Rashford's done against PSG before, so
Mm-hmm.
for him to come off was stupid to me.
I heard him say he's never been happier. Did you guys see that?
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Yeah. Saw that quote from somebody. I think it might have been a Fab tweet. I'm sorry if it's incorrect, but I'm pretty sure I saw that. I'm like, those are big words.
Damn, bro.
For someone on loan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah,
United's
for someone
that
on loan.
toxic. Only a few
Yeah.
months at Villa makes you
He's
say
never
that?
been happier is crazy. Yeah, that's
Dude,
No.
Birmingham is like the new Barcelona. Like, who wouldn't be happy in that city?
But the crazy thing is, it's not just him. Like Anthony's like the happiest he's ever been as well. Like I think it's just United.
Yeah, it's just United in it.
100%.
No, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you play for United, the scrutiny is at an insane level. You're under a microscope all the time. They're low in the table. Coaching situation is just so much shuffle. So I'm happy Rashford's he's in good times right now. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, we know how talented he is. And he showed it. He showed it to us.
Question for you, Spatty.
Yeah.
You still taking Pulisic over Rashford?
Yeah, I think Pulisic over Rashford.
Whoa.
Would you, Marco?
Pulley over Rashford?
Yeah, we had this debate.
Not
We had this
with-
debate maybe like 2 months ago before he went on loan, right? They were slandering Rashford. They were slandering someone else too, but I won't bring it up. But
Sancho.
It's Sancho, but they were making the claim that Pulisic is a better player than Rashford.
But this was
I
before
was back-
Conceição.
I was backing Rashford fully, but everyone else was going against me saying, no, Pulisic is better, Pulisic, big moment, this and that. But who are you taking? So you have the option to choose one in your team.
Yeah.
Pulisic, given what you've seen with him so far, like think about peak Pulisic for
Sure.
Milan, and think about Rashford, like even current form.
I don't think it's a question. I feel like it's like peak player. It's got to be Rashford. But I think with Rashford, you also get like the attitude question. You get like the work rate question, which is like that's what Pulisic like thrives on. Like the guy is an absolute workhorse, right? So I feel like for that reason alone, I love those guys on my team, and I love guys like Pulisic that just won't stop until you physically have to take them off, or they'll just run forever, right? Rashford's still a bit of a question mark, but yeah, of course, when he has like motivation, when he's trying to prove a point to his old club, like you'll get that. But you saw Rashford before he left for Villa. You're like, man, this guy's not. What happened, right?
Yeah.
What's
Fell
happening,
off.
right? Like Christian have his injury problems for sure, but the work rate's always there. And yeah, he is a big moment player too, especially the past couple of years for Milan. In not a good Milan team, mind you. So if we were better, I mean, I couldn't imagine what he could do, like what numbers he would put up.
Yeah, we've seen what Pulisic has done for other teams, right? Dortmund, Chelsea, winning it in Chelsea, the Champions League.
Yeah, he won him himself.
No, but he was on the team, obviously.
Yeah.
So he's been at big clubs before. So
Yeah.
it's nothing new for what Pulisic
Pretty much
has
always
done.
played for
Bro,
big
he's the
clubs.
LeBron of freaking soccer.
Damn right.
Right?
And
True,
I don't
but-
even agree that he flopped at Chelsea too. Like I
didn't.
think if
No.
you look, he 100% didn't, right? Like you look at his numbers from his first year. It was like I think it was 19 goals and assists in like 30 games, something like that.
Yeah.
And then injuries, of course, struck. Like he dealt with COVID too. Like had COVID, the league shut down, and then when he got healthy again, they spent $1 billion, and like the club imploded. They signed Mudryk, and it's like, what do you want the kid to do? You know what I mean?
Where's
Like,
he now?
yeah, you know what I mean. So like I like based off his first year and lockdown Pulisic too. I'm like he did, I think quite well for the cards he was dealt in a pretty toxic Chelsea.
He was good at Chelsea. He was good at Dortmund. He was good at Milan. He's been
Yeah, he's just a
consistently
good player.
his whole career. Rashford has not been consistently good his whole career. He had what 2-3 like really good seasons, and he's slowly coming back into form now for Villa. Where's the rest of them?
So
But-
you're giving Pulisic a lot of love right now.
I think Pulisic is a good player.
Are you
Great player.
are you taking him over Yildiz?
No,
Whoa.
that's crazy.
Why?
He's just so talented, man.
But based on your logic, Pulisic has had all these
Yeah, but-
consistently good seasons at big clubs, and
The potential,
Yildiz technically hasn't done anything.
the potential is too high to get rid of him for Pulisic.
But no, you have one season. Who are you taking? Let's say
Pul-
Juve this
Yildiz.
season, you gotta qualify for
Yildiz.
Champions League.
Really?
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense. Your logic.
Yildiz under Tudor, where he has more freedom. Yeah, Yildiz.
Yildiz under two.
Under the
It's been
few
Right now,
games
no.
he's coached.
two games.
Right now, yeah. Who else? I don't have any other options. Want me to choose Marco?
Honestly,
Yeah.
if you're Juve, you got to build a team around Yildiz.
Yeah, of
100%. Like that's the guy for sure.
Oh, there's nothing else.
Well, there isn't, but I'm just saying, like,
It's true.
instead of going out to spend money, like, just he has to be the focal point of that team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And you can't say there's nothing else. We got decent players. There's stuff. There's a foundation. I think they just got to build it now.
Decent.
There's a couple bricks. There's a couple
Yeah.
bricks. There's a
Around.
there's a bricklayer as well,
Gatti.
right? Gatti.
You need one of those.
But there's a great question in the chat. If you want to read the most recent message in the chat, Christopher.
Dylan Jr. Talent, man. I don't know where he is right now, to be honest. I think
I think
might
he's
be
at
Championship?
He's-
Bologna.
No, he was in Bologna. I think he left Bologna. He's at a different team now.
He's in England now, no?
I think he's in
Yeah?
the championship. I swear.
He was at Villa. Villa loaned him out to Bologna, but then Bologna, I think he left in January from Bologna. So I don't. Maybe he's in the championship now. I don't know. Maybe he's playing for like Leeds or something.
Are you still taking him over Sancho?
He's playing for Middlesbrough.
Ailing Jr. over Sancho? Is that a question?
That was just because they were pissing me off.
Yeah.
I just started saying.
Sure.
He's at Middlesbrough.
What a player he
Middlesbrough.
used to be.
Middlesbrough. Is that for real?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
He's
though.
on
You-
loan
You
there.
play for a team like that, right? You get your reps in, and then maybe you
young.
can be like a bench player for Villa for a bit, and then see if you can get your chance, right? Like a Rogers or something.
Yeah, but okay, back to the Villa game though. You guys think Emi Martinez overrated? That goal he conceded, that first goal, what was the handling?
Yeah, it was a bad.
That was garbage.
Overrated. I think people call him the best keeper in the world. I don't think he's
No.
the best keeper in the world. Like,
I don't even know if he's.
if
top
that's the
10.
standard that we hold him to, then no, I think he is overrated for sure. But still a great keeper. Got it.
I mean, I would say he's a great penalty stopper, but
Sure.
I don't know about
No.
goaltending ability.
He's
He's
an
a good
imposing
goal.
figure in
No.
that box,
He's a
bro.
good
Okay, yeah,
goaltender.
he's a great force, leadership, player in the locker room, and he could save penalties, and you could say he's a big game player. But we're talking goalkeeping ability,
He's great, but there's a reason why he plays for the team he plays for and not a higher team. you
and
know?
why is that?
Maybe he's a little bit overrated.
Damn.
Still a
Nah.
good keeper though, but
He does this thing international
He-
level.
yeah,
He's kind of in that weird spot though of like being maybe too good for Villa, but being too expensive for other clubs.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of in that weird spot. It's like a Jared Bowen thing too, where it's
Mm.
like Bowen's probably too good for West Ham, but like who wants to shell out 60, 70 million like
Yeah, he's not
True.
worth it.
prem
Yeah.
inflation, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that could
That's
be
a
it.
great show. Yeah.
I do think he's a top 10 though. You said he's not top 10. He's top 10 goalie.
I don't know if he's a
No,
top
I'm-
10. I don't know if he's a top 10 club goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I don't think he's a top 10 club
I don't-
goalie.
I think he is.
If you're looking at international, he's probably top, maybe the best international keeper. Because I don't think there's another keeper that puts on the international kit and plays as good as he does.
Don't know about-
I think Martinez is probably a little better. Those two are probably top 2 at the international level. But if you're looking at club, I don't think he's a top 10 club goalie, man. Just thinking of what he hasn't really done
I don't think there's 10
much
better.
for Villa.
But he hasn't done. He does good for Villa. Watch him play.
He
He's
does
actually-
good. He's there, but also Emery's a very defensive gaffer too. You have to
Yeah,
take that into
because I was
consideration
gonna
too.
say that he doesn't
Yeah.
get much.
But is
Doesn't
that because he
much.
plays for Villa and like they don't dominate? Like, is that why you're saying that? 'Cause you know what I mean? It's like they're not winning as many games as like Liverpool, for example.
it's-
So like
Yeah,
you praise someone like Alisson, but you know, could he fill Alisson's shoes?
probably,
I don't know,
probably
you know what I
could,
mean? Like, yeah.
probably could.
Like Ederson, all these years, where everyone claimed like he was one of the best goalies in the world at the time that they were winning
Yeah.
trophies. Was he actually that good of a goalie? No, he's just good on his feet.
good for the system.
He's good for
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah,
Now you put Martinez there, he's the better goalie by far. I think. from
yeah, better
watching
shot
both.
stopper. Probably.
Better shot stopper
Yeah.
for sure. So, does it? Like I don't know. It does depend on the team, as Marco was saying. Like
Yeah.
it does depend on the team you're
Yeah.
playing for. That makes a difference.
We got Jackson saying, "Well, he's the reason why Aston Villa made it into the UCL, in my opinion."
Low-key. What was this next comment there?
Chesney benched him.
Szczęsny benched Emi at Arsenal, Alisson at Roma, and Buffon at Juventus. Best keeper in world. Fumador, fumador, fumador.
Chesney is
That's
the
my
best.
keeper.
That's Chesney, man.
Chesney's golden, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say his bro might be Polish. Yeah.
100%.
But do you think Martinez can fit like right now? I'll give you some examples. Does he fit in this current Arsenal's team if you put him in?
I
Is
mean,
he better?
than Raya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he fit into Manchester City's team?
Yeah. He's better than both their goalies.
Liverpool,
No, I think Alisson's probably better than.
Barcelona.
If you guys are keeping Chesney, then you're fine.
Milan?
Does he get over Mike Maignan? No. No, no.
Realistically,
no.
if you're the backup
Yeah.
goalie, you're pretty much the starting.
Wait,
goalie.
are you talking injury prone Mike Magnan?
Yeah, I am, but we're talking. Okay, can't assume. We're saying as his keeper ability.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mike
Okay,
Maignan,
keeper
yeah.
ability.
I've never seen an injury-prone goalie, bro.
I know. I need to get to the bottom of
It
this.
is true. It's a
How
little,
is he an injury prone goalie?
It is a little bit fishy, like how much he gets injured, but knock on wood, some sort of wood here. He's been pretty healthy for most of this year. Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like Mike Maignan firing he's easily top 10.
I
Easily-
agree. I think
easily
he's
top
better than
10, yeah.
Martinez. Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Emi Martinez get over Inter's goalie?
Sommer?
Yeah,
Sommer?
Sommer? Nope.
So, no, I don't think.
Nah, I don't think so.
Could he fit into Bayern's team? Neuer, if Neuer's there.
No, I think he does.
Still taking.
Yeah?
Still
I think
taking.
he
Still
does.
taking. Neuer.
I remember Bayern wanted him this past summer. They're working on something.
Neuer, it has fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, he's like 40.
Yeah, and I do think Martinez takes over.
Damn. Dorman's team?
No.
No.
Nah, no chance.
Koval's top 5, man. Easy.
And obviously Madrid, no.
No.
I think
So he doesn't
well,
get into any major team.
So it sounds like we're
Well, that's what I'm saying.
top
Like,
5. Yeah.
I don't think he gets into those big teams.
So I
right?
trying to tell you guys are trying to fight me.
Like you said, he's at that point where he's better than the average team's goalie, but
He's not elite.
He's not elite. So like, why go out and get him?
I think he is an elite goalie. I think he's just at the bottom of the
don't
barrel of the
think
elite
so,
goalies.
man.
He is.
Only when he has Argentina kid on. When
No,
he has
you know what?
Argentina kid on, he turns into Superman.
So
But
give
when he
him-
puts the Villa
okay.
kid on, he's a good goalie. But I don't think like any top 10 team in the world is gonna take him. To be
Bayern.
honest, I don't think Bayern would.
I think they would.
They would have got him if they really wanted him.
Do you think that his shithousery is an effect of that too? Because like they don't take him serious. Like, why do we want him on our team?
Nah.
Like, for Argentina, it makes sense. Like, it's just like, bro, they're all like that.
If anything,
Argentina's
that's
all
an
like that,
intimidation factor, right?
I guess.
Yeah. But then realistically, like, how much are like if Villa sell him, they're gonna want a
lot.
pretty hefty amount. So like, what top club is
What would
actually
he
gonna
go
go
for?
and spend
I
that?
think like
His
I don't
market
know.
value is 25 million euros.
Yeah, I think
They're
it'd
gonna
be
want
40.
much more
40.
than that, though.
That's not bad.
40 to 50.
I would say 40 or yeah, that's probably what they would want.
There's no way they get
What's the highest keeper transfer ever?
Buffon, I think.
Was it?
And that was time ago
Still
too.
Buffon, I think.
Is it
Yeah.
Really?
That's crazy.
Oh no, it might be Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Oh,
yeah.
How
you're
much
right.
was that?
It's like 80 or something.
80,
no?
yeah.
80?
Yeah.
To Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's when
Yeah.
Chelsea was just throwing money around.
It's way too
Still.
much for a keeper,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, but guys, we're talking about the goalkeeping when attacking force like PSG was on show.
Yeah.
Guys, what do we think about this dynamic PSG side? Look, Dembele. Man, I love Dembele. I know he left Barca. I know you guys hate him, but his ability as a footballer, very few compare in history. Pure footballing ability. Pure footballing ability. What are you guys laughing about?
History?
Yeah, what are you guys laughing
Yeah, no,
about?
okay.
History.
Oh, sorry. I
No,
cut you off.
no. What do you
Yeah.
got?
Nothing.
Thoughts?
I've never heard that take before, but yeah, man,
Welcome to our
yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
Football
No, I like it. I like it. I honestly, I'm happy for the guy too, because obviously he had his struggles. Like his numbers now, like what they're like way surpass his numbers at Barca, and he's only been at PSG for a little while, right? Man, they're so fun to watch, man. Like PSG is so fun to watch, and I can't lie. Like when the season started, I'm like, I don't really buy it, but you know, Mbappe left, and they became a bit of a team. That midfield, like Vitinha in there, and those guys, like those small guys that are so crafty but effective, and then up top, they're so fun, man. Like I'm a little bummed Kvara left the Serie A, but yeah, him and Dembele in there, and what's the other kid's name? Doué.
So
Bro,
Barcola.
so fun. They're just so fun to watch, man. Like they remind me of like watching football like as a little kid, like when you used to look up like, you know, skills competition or like, you know, skills compilations,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff too. Is like it's a little old school, and I really, at this point with the teams left, as a Milan fan, I'm all in on PSG.
No, I respect that. I feel like it's crazy because over the course of like the last 10 years, I feel like no one wanted PSG to win. Like it's, you know, oil club, things like that. But I feel like the general consensus rates this PSG team.
Yeah.
There's a likability about them, which is weird because you even go to last season, they did not have that. Was Mbappe the problem? Did he make them unlikable?
I don't know. That's a good question because look at Real Madrid now with Mbappe.
Not very likable right now.
They kind of went on a downhill slope, but
What I
It could
think it
be.
is. Yes, you had more to say.
no.
Oh, okay. What I think it is it's just a more free flowing forward line up top for Dembele, Barcola, Doué, and Kvaratskhelia. Like we know that even though Mbappe doesn't come out and say he's the best player, we knew when he was at PSG he was the best player and seen as that. Like he was the guy. Everything had to go through him. Now you look at those forwards and it's like they're all at that elite level. And I think they don't think of each other as the best. They think of each other as a unit.
Yeah.
You see how free flowing they are. They can go striker or winger. Bro, they're all like wingers.
rotate.
They're all wingers basically. They all rotate, and that's why I think it's so good because you don't know what to expect from that team. You saw it during the game when they took off the attacker. I think Dembele was striker first. They took off Doué or they took off Barcola, and then he went on left wing.
Doué, I think, came on.
It's like, bro, they can play anywhere.
Yeah, how do you plan for that?
So how do you
You
plan
think
for that?
can-
Imagine like
Yeah.
you're going into like obviously your gaffer tells the center back, okay, striker is Dembele. This is what you have to do against him. Bro, you have a whole game plan, and then he goes left wing.
Yeah.
Dude, now you have to switch everything around because now your right back has to deal with whatever he was dealing with. So it's like, dude, it's so free flowing. And with Mbappe there, everything had to go through Mbappe first, at least.
Okay, but if Mbappe is so good, why are they better without him? Why are Madrid out of the Champions League right now and Mbappe ghosted and got hooked? I've actually seen a lot of Madrid fans on Twitter chirp Mbappe saying, you know, he's a diva. He doesn't play for the badge. He doesn't have heart. He's not playing through injury like Cristiano or Sergio Ramos would. Is Mbappe the problem across the board?
I think what Luis Enrique said, I think it was last season, was right. I don't know if you guys seen that clip, but it's basically Luis Enrique and Mbappe, and they're like in the film room looking over some footage. And Luis Enrique's like, okay, Mbappe, I know what you can do going forward. I know you're one of the world's best at going forward, at scoring, at attacking, at dribbling, at running at your defender. But when you can't do that, when that's not happening, I need you to be the best defender ever. You idolize Michael Jordan, one of the best players, scoring, dribbling, attacking the rim. But when he wasn't doing that night, he was the best defender on the court. I need you to do that as well. And that's not what Mbappe is doing now. He's good going forward, but when that doesn't happen, doesn't track back to help out the team. I think that's what cost Madrid the tie.
He's never done.
Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo. I saw a stat where it said that 3 of those players are in the top 5 for least distance covered.
That's exactly what I was
Least
just saying.
distance covered,
That's
bro.
crazy.
It's not. You're saying it's just Mbappe, bro. It's that whole front 3. Those are the laziest players I've ever seen in my life. Those guys do not track back. If the ball doesn't come to them, they don't do anything. I saw again another TikTok or some YouTube videos of some Real Madrid fans, and they're saying, dude, when they don't have the ball, they don't move. They don't move. There's times where he's seeing like he was showing a play where Rodrigo was standing still. That guy doesn't move at all either.
You know what it is? Because at least speaking about Madrid, there's no leadership in that team. Like Cristiano wouldn't let that fly. Ramos wouldn't let that fly. Casillas wouldn't let that fly. Who's the lead in the locker room now? I guess Modric is the captain, but he's not yelling at these guys.
He's not talking about
Carvajal, who's been out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's yelling? Who's yelling at those
They
guys?
are kind of missing Carvalho a little bit though. Carvajal.
I want to read some chat messages quick
Yeah,
though.
go.
So Jackson, he's the best 2-footed player ever. He's talking about Dembele.
Pele over him.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has
Bro,
two.
me
Him
over
and then
Dembele.
Christian Pulisic. Yeah, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Pioka Noja says real ones were there to witness Dembu's Pokal semi-final masterclass against Bayern. James, you remember that one?
I was there, man. I was there.
Were you? Pitch side?
I was there,
Iconic.
bro. I was there.
At the game.
I was there.
Oh,
I was here. I was here involved.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Dembele greater than Mbappe.
I've been trying to tell you. Yeah.
Okay, you took the words out of my mouth, but we'll leave that. If PSG wins, how much does it ruin Mbappe's legacy?
Greatly, bro.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Bro, the second he leaves, they win their first ever CL.
Can it ruin Neymar?
And the
as well?
second he joins Madrid,
Not
they
as
won the
much.
CL last season. They're knocked out now.
That's exactly what it is.
I think there's. I
he
think
got
it's,
smoked.
I think it's not fair.
Not fair to who?
It's not fair to Killian.
Why?
It's not fair to Killian. Bro,
Why?
'cause if you think about it,
Stop! No, stop glazing
no,
Killian.
He don't
I'm
know
not-
you like
I'm
that,
Not,
bro.
I'm not glazing Killian, bro. Listen to me for a second here, man. I think we would all agree that, I mean, position for position, realistically, right now, you'd probably say PSG have a better squad.
then who?
Madrid.
But
I
they have the
don't
same
know. I don't
squad
know.
they had last year, besides Cavada and do it.
No.
You can say the same about Madrid, except
Yeah.
Mbappe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
let
Portuguese midfielder came this season, no?
this is his first season, João Neves.
Yeah.
So
it's his first
okay,
season.
so let's say left back. Who are you taking? Whoever's playing, whoever's
Nuno
playing at
Mendes.
Madrid,
Yeah,
or
Nuno
Nuno.
Mendes.
You're
Yeah,
taking
Nuno
Nuno.
Yeah,
If you're looking at center backs, who are you taking?
Bacho and Rudiger.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pato Rudiger.
Right back.
Well, it's different when you go based off of form and then what you have on paper at the start of the season.
Right back.
If Carvajal
taking-
was in the team, are we talking about Carvajal?
Carvajal or Hakimi. Who are
I'm
you taking?
Hakimi, man.
You're
Oh.
probably taking Hakimi.
I low key would take Carvajal.
No.
Okay.
After the season you just had,
Midfield.
Yeah. The PSG midfield.
The PSG midfield.
Yeah.
Right.
just throwing Jude in
Okay,
there, I
but
think.
this is so easy to say in hindsight, though, because if you ask this literal question at the beginning of the season, like you said,
Yeah.
you would not choose João Neves and Vitinha over Camavinga, Chouameni,
That's true. That's
Valverde,
I know
Bellingham.
it's true, but the
No
game is not
chance.
played on paper.
No,
The
I
game's
know.
played on the pitch.
I know, but it's easy
No,
to
but
say in
you're-
hindsight.
you're-
But you can,
right too.
but you can also say, realistically speaking, if Mbappe was still at PSG this season, who says they're not better?
Yeah, but he had Messi and
And
Neymar, though.
Yeah.
It feels
And
harsh
that didn't
to
work.
say.
You know why that didn't work? Because that front three is the same as this Madrid front three. Lazy.
Yeah.
They didn't track back.
It does feel harsh to say. Is it all Mbappe's fault? But he definitely just wasn't bought in. You know what I mean? And like that's what you're seeing now with this PSG team is that they're all bought in. Like they're on. Like, you know what I mean? And they're Luis Enrique has them firing. Like, how could you have a team and like gel together when you know your all stars leaving to Madrid at the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
And he did this for what, like 2 seasons, 3? Remember there was a whole drama thing like 2 years ago about like he met like the president of France and they offered him like
Begged them to
half
stay.
of Qatar, whatever. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff. Like,
The key to the country, bro.
yeah, you know what I mean? And like, how can you possibly have a team like that, right? Like, even at their peak, man, like Cristiano and Messi were never like that. I feel like, man, like even though they were like undoubtedly the superstars, they were still bought in like for the team,
For sure.
right? Like, I don't think you can say that about Mbappe because Mbappe's motive was always clear. Like, he signed that PSG deal, and then he was like, after this, I'm out of here. That seems like it was always clear, right? And even at Madrid now too, like they'll never say this. Like Ancelotti will never say this, but he is a problem to fit that team together. He is. He causes issues because last year they won the Champions League, right? Like he wants to play where Vinny plays. That's so obvious to everybody, but they're trying to force him in this striker position. He can play striker,
But is he the best there?
No, of course not. Not naturally, right? But yeah, again. Maybe I'm just getting around to the point. He is the problem. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? As I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, it seems like he might be the problem. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I seen Courtois say after the game, like this is a quote: "We were ripping all these crosses in, but there was no Joselu."
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like you have Mbappe,
Yeah.
but you're worried about not having Joselu in the team
Yeah.
still.
how mad is that? Your
Yeah.
goalie saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're different
true.
players, bro. I mean, why are you crossing to Mbappe?
No, it's true. I think I saw a stat like throughout this whole season so far. I think like 7 completed crossing. They had like 47 like made or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, like who are you crossing the ball to?
Who you
I've never
crossing
seen
the ball
Mbappe
to?
score a header in my life,
Bro,
bro.
the second half of this game,
Or a
last
free
game we
kick.
watched, bro, I saw Vinny and Rodrigo, whoever the other winger was too. Bro, they were crossing merchants. Bro, they're crossing it in every time they got the ball.
But who does
Vinny
that
got the
come
ball, he
down
didn't
to?
do anything.
Who does that come down to though? Ancelotti.
Yeah.
100%.
Told you,
I
I'm taking Hansi Flick over Ancelotti, man. You guys were calling me crazy on Monday post pod, man.
It sounds like he's done at Madrid too, right? Ancelotti is.
Apparently,
done
he
after this
won't make
season.
it to the Copa del Rey final.
What?
I heard he's done after the Copa del Rey final.
Yeah, that's
he
what I
will,
heard
he
too.
will announce he's
And I heard they're getting
leaving, yeah.
Klopp.
Yeah, 'cause
Whoa.
I heard Klopp he's done. He's tired of doing whatever he was doing.
Red Bull.
I heard Brazil might
He's been there
snap
for
him
like he's
up.
been there for
He's
like
like-
5 months,
like,
bro.
yeah.
This
I
guy just
heard
got
he's
there,
done.
bro.
He's just
Really?
tired, bro.
Bro, you,
Bro, he's probably having too
Yeah.
many Red Bulls. He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Bro,
This
he
guy's
got
a-
there,
yeah.
made a bag, and then he's like, you know what? Like, let me leave this. Dude, of course he's gonna go to Madrid to coach. That's what he likes to do. He likes to coach. He had a little sabbatical, made a bag, and now I'll go to Madrid.
Nah,
And they're
it's
gonna
already set out for
cook.
Xabi Alonso.
Come to Milan, bro.
They're gonna cook, man.
Please.
But like we're talking about the PSG leadership, I'm seeing comps of Dembele, ex Michael Jordan.
Stop.
Where,
Comparison
bro?
on,
Bro,
on,
are
on
you
Twitter.
making these?
No, on Twitter.
I haven't seen a single
Where?
No, I
one.
swear,
bro?
like people are talking about Dembele's mentality.
Marco, have you seen one of these?
I have not seen.
No,
one of
because
these,
did you?
no.
He
Are you
reje-
making them?
No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I've
No.
seen this on my Twitter, bro. I posted
guy's
it.
dreaming.
Yeah.
No, because Dembele, you see, he rejected the man of the match award last game.
He was mad.
Yeah, he's like, bro, don't give this to me.
Oh.
I don't want it. I'm focused on my team getting the dub. Not happy with our performance. He didn't want it.
Hashtag respect, man.
But anyway, some more chat messages. Tom says Madrid did this. Arsenal do the same. They know how to handle PSG, hence the 2-0 win. Cool. Mbappe is one
Had a
thing.
stroke reading. in my head.
Yeah.
I was like,
My bad, Tom. Mbappe is one thing, but Vinny, ...
yeah, it's a good point.
I would drop Vinny
It's a
before
good point,
We
man.
could talk about that later on. 'cause
Yeah.
I have some shit.
Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar flopped for the same reasons, and it's
I was
happening
just gonna say
again.
that.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That might be the case.
Yeah.
That's probably what Ancelotti wants from them for sure. Jackson says if Mbappe was still in PSG and listened to Luis Enrique, they beat Liverpool like 4-1 on the first leg.
That's what I'm trying to tell you,
Facts.
man.
Gotta
If they
listen.
had, if they had Mbappe in that
If he
team,
listens.
bro, they're cooking.
Yeah, but you gotta
bro.
listen sometimes, man.
They're cooking, man.
Madrid need a manager that could deal with egos like a Mourinho, or who I think they will get us Klopp.
Mourinho's time is done, bro. Mourinho's done.
Mourinho's a whole problem in himself. Yeah.
What's up, Van Lee? Van Lee says Klopp and Madrid is a terrible fit. Wow.
I don't think so.
That classic Liverpool side, that Trumbull stars.
Humble.
Humble stars. I can't read from there.
Trumbull.
Humble stars.
Klopp will be sacked
Can he
in
speak
2
Spanish?
seasons. Can he speak Spanish?
Da.
He's probably started, man. I heard he downloaded Duolingo.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good streak going already.
That's a good point, though. It's like that Madrid, like you have to have someone that commands automatic respect. You know what I mean? Like you can't have someone try and it just will eat him alive, whoever it is.
It's
So who do you go with? That's the thing.
Xabi Alonso, bro.
It's
It's already in the
think-
works.
I think Klopp is the perfect coach. He loves playing against these tactical-minded coaches as in Pep, and Flick will be the new one. I think it's a perfect fit for Madrid. If you're trying to combat against Flick, you need someone like Klopp that could go against that.
I agree.
He could be his kryptonite. Just
You
like
gotta
he
go
was Pep.
German for German, man. It's the only way to win.
Bar for bar.
ban for ban.
Well, I mean, I remember when we were talking about Ancelotti and this and his system before, and saying how the way he likes to play is he likes to talk about defense and then free flow whatever happens up top. Let the players do what they want to do. They're the superstars anyways. But now looking back at it, is that a good way to manage a team, especially with these forwards? Let them do what they want to do.
The problem problem was they needed that outlet. They don't have an outlet on that team.
But
I think when you have players that good, then I think there's only so much managing you can do, right?
But doesn't that hurt them too? Because,
Clearly,
like we said,
clearly it
they're
does.
all superstars,
Yeah,
and they all want to be the guy.
yeah,
You need to have someone. I think to go in there and be tough on them. You're doing this. You're doing this. You're doing this. You're not. We're a team. I understand you're good. You're good. But we got to work as a team, and that's what I think you're seeing at PSG.
yeah,
They're all a team, and they have these specific roles.
yeah.
When you have these players free flow, it can get messy at sometimes. That's what I'm thinking.
I think also I agree with you, and I think Tony Cruz leaving too is like a bigger hole that people
Yeah, that's
admit. You know what I
facts.
mean? Because he gave them some structure, which right now you can't really say that because like you said, they're kind of just they're a bit old school of just hoof it up front and Vinny will get it, Mbappe will get it, bags of pace, and they are fantastic players, but clearly it's to go back to the Mbappe point too. It's just they've changed so much trying to fit him in, and clearly it's not worked yet, right? But Mbappe's only been there for not even a full season yet, right? So I think it can work, but also if Ancelotti's done, it sounds like he will be, then it's going to be the next manager's problem to come in and they have to fit them somehow because they're too good to not work in some way. They won the Champions League with no striker last year, right? So are you telling me now fitting Mbappe in, they can't make that work too? I think it can, but you got to give it some time. But who can do that? I don't know. Maybe Luis Enrique if he wins the Champions League.
I remember I said from the beginning when they signed Mbappe.
Yeah.
I said this is
Visionary.
another Galacticos era where they won nothing.
It's from the future, bro.
I said it. I swear I said it, Jake.
I said it
Yeah.
too.
A lot.
This is another Galacticos era. Too many egos. They're not gonna win shit.
Yeah.
It's been one season, man. Relax.
I don't care, man. You see
But,
it.
Dude, all it,
They
ta-
won
all
last
it-
year, bro.
all it takes is one La Masia jewel to break the Galacticos, and it's Lamine Yamal.
Dude.
Crazy.
But when Gareth Bale signed for Madrid years ago too, I remember when he signed, didn't he say right off the bat, he's like, I'm joining Cristiano's team. He said that when he signed, right away. There's such a clear hierarchy back in the day when I'm sure all those guys think that they're the guy right now.
Oh,
100%, right?
Yeah.
Coming off that season that Jude just had, he has every right to think that he's the guy from Madrid right now, right? And he's been one of the guys to sacrifice himself to try and fit Mbappe in, and he's been much less effective this year, right?
Yeah.
What was it, 16 goals in the first half of the season last year? Something
Yeah,
crazy,
crazy.
right? He was looking for those spaces and kind of playing striker in some cases, but we're not seeing it this year because of Mbappe.
Nah,
Right.
there's so much I could say about Bellingham, man.
Me and Jay were saying that he was a striker last season, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he was.
Basically was.
Man,
Looking
Bellingham,
busy
man.
on a football pitch, man.
Bellingham, man.
They have to go back to that
Like,
formation.
and shout out my guy Lias. I seen him talking about this yesterday. He was basically saying, Bellingham is good at a lot of things, but just good. He's not world class at anything.
Damn.
He's a great athlete, great positioning, great box runner, but dude, he's not a world class passer. He's not a world class playmaker. You can't compare him to a guy like Pedri.
No, but like you said, he is good at so many things.
Everything.
Right? He's kind
Good,
of
but
he's like a Swiss Army knife,
there's-
right? And those
there's-
players in themselves are valuable.
Yeah, I mean,
so valuable,
Sergio
right?
Roberto was a Swiss Army knife. but-
Also, how old is Bellingham still? He's what is he, 24? He's still
Yeah,
still really young too,
Yeah,
right?
22, 23.
he's got some time.
There's
And
still time
you're
to.
saying Sergio Roberto. He was average at everything.
Fair. Okay, there's a lot of chat comments here. Let me read. I want to shout the chat here. So Jackson says, if Klopp goes to Madrid, he'll make Rodrigo the next Firmino.
Damn.
Maybe, he just might.
He's
Xabi Alonso plays 3 in the back, though. I don't think he's ready for the job.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's
We could
different
see a
system.
switch, bro. When was the
Different.
last time United played 3 at the back, and now they're playing that under Amorim?
And their ass.
And what are they doing, bro? They're 19th place, bro.
Bro,
Fair.
they're in the semis of the Europa League, bro.
Fair.
We'll talk
Fair.
Shout out
fair.
Mike.
Yeah, shout out Italian Mike. Marco's in the cut here. Forza Milano.
Same
Van
thing.
Lee says Salah, Firmino, and Mane don't have the ego of this Madrid front four. And who is going to high press under a Klopp system? Laugh face, laugh face, laugh face.
Damn.
Disaster waiting to happen.
That's true.
Xabi Alonso's the better fit. They will give him time. He worked with the youth team.
Facts.
Maybe he did. BX Gunner 81. Mbappe is the rotten apple.
Damn.
Low key.
I mean, we saw he demanded the whole country of France to stay at PSG. So Van Lee says this Madrid team needs a workhorse right winger and a trequartista like Ozil.
Jeez.
That's a lot to ask for, to be fair.
Bring Ozil back, bro.
Ozil-
Ozil now.
Jackson says, in my opinion, I think Vinny goes to Saudi.
Too early for that, man.
It would help. It would
I
help
mean,
the
the
team.
numbers I was hearing though, it's like,
Yeah,
bro,
insane.
I'll walk to Saudi. Like, you know, like, yeah.
Oh my
See, I
god.
get rid of one of the three though.
Yeah,
There's
Rodri-
No,
Rodrigo's gonna
Rodrigo's
leave.
done. He's done.
Yeah, it has to be one of them. There's no way they keep him.
Rodrigo's done. He's not even playing his favorite position.
None of them are.
Van Lee says Vinny is not going to Saudi. This is a terrible career decision. Dude is 25 and top 10 player in the world. Saudi
Yeah.
isn't going anywhere.
True.
Fair. They're only going to get more money, more opportunities. Pilka Nosha, Madrid need to activate that HK10 release. That Harry Kane.
Damn. That would feed the streets, bro.
Oh
That
my
would, that would
What's
feed.
wrong?
That would
Can you
feed Matthews,
imagine
bro. That would feed Barca
Tottenham,
too, bro.
Bayern, Real Madrid to finish it up.
And
That's
dude, he just
funny.
you wouldn't win
That'd
a
be
single
crazy.
thing in Madrid,
We
bro.
can talk about the
Matthews would
form.
love it, bro.
Yeah.
That's a nice fit.
And yeah, Italian Mike again. Shout out Marco, Forza Milan. True.
Simple.
Let's move on to that next game though.
Yeah.
Yes, next game was it's your teams.
What do you got, Spatty?
Barca versus Dortmund. You guys tell me, what did you guys think of that game?
Shit.
It was nerve wracking, but I wasn't that nervous because I knew the tie was secured. But there were times where I got stressed. Where I got stressed for sure.
Cooking.
But the team was fatigued. Everyone was tired. Like, and you
Say
could
the
tell
same
by
about
the way
us,
their
bro.
players were playing, man.
No, I agree. I mean, obviously, Dortmund was going into that game guns blazing. You have to go. You're at home as well. You're losing 3-0. 4-0, sorry. I forgot. Damn, 4 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost the game in the first leg, man. If we played 3 at the back, man, you guys would have been packed up.
Yeah, big if.
We weren't trying as hard as we should have.
Bro, you
I
guys got
agree.
cooked, man. You
No,
not,
no, I
don't
agree.
tell me
We-
about
we
we
did
weren't
it.
trying, bro. Hansi Flick put out the best 11.
No.
He didn't rest a single
Relax,
player.
Pedri.
Relax.
Okay, bro, Pedri.
You
Bro,
came
every-
Oh, he
every-
came on, and
yeah,
the
Pedri
game
came
looked
on.
way different.
Pedri came on, and you guys were still got clapped up, bro.
We're
You
losing.
What was
guys,
the
did, you
final-
guys,
what
did,
was the
you guys
aggregate
didn't
score?
create a single chance.
Does it matter?
It does matter, bro.
Why? Who
But
went through?
you guys are supposed to be the most dominant team in the world, and you guys just rolled over.
Who went through though?
You guys rolled over, bro.
Who went through?
You guys rolled over.
That doesn't.
You guys got lucky to go through.
lucky.
Sure.
Over 2 ties, if you look at it statistically, Dortmund were the better team
Yeah, maybe on XG.
on XG. And that's a big factor, right?
Don't come to me and say Guirassy is the best. Bro, he had the shittiest hat trick I've ever seen. That game.
Hat trick's a hat trick, bro. So
No,
tell
but you're
your
saying-
center back to learn how to
no.
defend, bro. It's not my
All
fault. that
those
Aho was
goals came
cheeks,
from
bro.
Barca errors.
Exactly.
Okay, you can say the same thing about all Barca's goals in the first leg.
No,
They're all
They're
Dortmund
all
errors.
nice goals.
not necessarily.
Isn't that just football?
That's
You gotta
football, bro.
cap-
You
gotta
capitalize on
capitalize on
their team's
errors,
errors,
yeah.
bro. What do you
Fair.
mean?
Everyone's system's perfect before you
Yeah,
start playing.
this guy, bro.
Yeah.
You can say the exact same thing about your 4 goals in
Y'all
the
got
first
lucky.
game.
Y'all got really lucky.
We got lucky.
Yes,
Bro, we clapped you guys up. We clapped you guys more in the second leg than you guys clapped us the first leg. You guys got four goals in the first leg, but we actually played. We actually had chances. We actually came to play. This game, I think, to be honest, I do think that the Barca players took it lightly, and I do think if the
Yes.
game wasn't 4-0 to start, maybe they're playing with a little bit more aggression.
100%.
But that's not the mentality you need to win a Champions League. I think this game is good for Barca because I think it's going to be a wake-up call that going into the next leg, they can't rest back. Even if they have a 4-0 lead, a team can come back from 4 goals at home. You have a good atmosphere. I think it's just going to show that like some of these players on Barca, they need to turn up. Because, bro, Rafinha, Yamal, didn't see them the whole game.
Yeah, but did you hear what Hansi Flick said after the game?
What do you
He's like, he basically said demanding more of my players from that game would have been disrespectful to Dortmund. So he's
Yeah.
basically saying, if I told my players to go 100%, we would have been like 8-0 in aggregate.
Says who?
That's what he said.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually what he meant.
No, that is what he meant.
I think saying demanding more of your players would have been disrespectful for the team because, like,
No, disrespectful to Dortmund.
yeah,
Because we would have clapped them.
I don't
That's what he's saying.
To be honest, man, if you guys were that good, you guys would have clapped us even with trying, bro. If you looked at the team we had on paper, we were missing our best midfielder, best center back. Our 2 starting center backs were out. We were playing basically with our B back line.
You could say the same about us, missing our best midfielder and best center back,
Who?
Pedri and.
I thought Araujo was your best center back, bro.
Who said that?
No
you guys
one
always
said
said
that.
Araujo
Nobody
this,
said
one
that.
said
and
that.
Inigo
No, I
this.
thought Kubarsi.
Kubarsi played. Isn't Kubarsi your best center back?
Arguable.
And now all of a
say
sudden,
Inigo-
Inigo is the best center back, bro. This guy was
On
This
paper,
guy was
like you
doing
just
what, bro?
said,
This guy was
on
making
paper,
paella
Inigo's-
last season, bro.
Right
And all of a sudden,
now,
he's your best
right
center back,
now.
bro.
Like you said on
Okay,
paper,
bro.
Inigo's the best center back for Barca on paper.
On paper?
Yeah.
No,
In
he's
terms of
not.
stats.
On paper, he's the best center
Yeah.
back.
He was
Look at the
in
stats.
World class.
Dude, he's not your best center back on paper.
Look
Bro.
at
If
the
you're looking at
stats.
statistics, maybe. statistically.
Statistics on a sheet of paper.
Yeah, but if you're actually looking at the team sheet, who are you saying is your best defender?
On the team sheet?
It's Kubarsi.
Inigo, man.
It's Kubarsi.
It's Kubarsi, bro. You know it's Kubarsi.
Yeah, but they always crumble if there's no Inigo.
Yeah, I know, because he's the most experienced center back. I think he's the guy you need. Because realistically speaking, you could have put someone else in there. I think Araujo is the real problem. To keep
also,
it frank,
Barca were missing Balde.
Okay.
That's big.
Yeah, it's a big.
That is huge.
Top
It's
3
big.
left back on the planet.
That's maybe a little bit excessive, but
Name
Right
3
now?
better ones.
Right now,
Yeah.
yes.
DeMarco, Davies, and
Davies has his
not-
ACL
Doesn't
tear.
matter. We're talking about on the planet.
No, but he hasn't
Yeah.
been at that level.
Yes, he has.
No,
yes,
he
yes,
hasn't. Not
he
at
was
his-
this year.
Nah.
Nunmenj.
Nunmenj. I'm taking Nunmenj over Davies.
Those are the 3.
I'm taking Nunmenj over Balde.
There was a time in the history where I would say Theo Hernandez clear, but not
Yeah.
anymore. Sorry,
Yeah.
back to the topic at hand
Yeah.
here. I think you also see Rafinha took quite a hit with Balde out too, right? Like they work so well on that left
Yeah.
side
Yeah,
together
he-
too. So you
He had to compensate a little bit more defensively, I think,
yeah.
to kind of give
Yeah.
because they had a kid playing left back too, right? So you had to kind of maybe do a little bit more defensive work to make sure he didn't get kind of burned, right? So, but overall, it was a good game. But yeah,
I'm glad they got that loss because Szczesny had that undefeated record as a starter for Barca. I think 23 games. What better game to get that record broken than this in a game they were already going through?
no,
Ended up going
this is
through.
like realistically speaking, like you guys haven't lost a game all year, right? If there's gonna be a time for you guys to lose a game, you're better off losing a game that literally means nothing.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the best.
right.
This was the best game to lose.
Best time to lose, and I think it also is good because it's a little bit of like a wake up call for the team that they can't take it easy. You know, even if they have like a good first leg against the team, they got to go full throttle. In
It's
the
different
second
when
leg
you're
as well.
fighting for a treble too, right?
Yeah, you got to pace a little bit too, right? But realistically speaking, I don't think they took it easy because if they took it easy, why are you starting your star players?
What a match.
Why are you
Have to,
starting
bro.
Rafinha? Why are you starting Yamal? When there's obvious, like I'm not saying like don't start your star players, but that's also like a risk of injury.
I guess. But Van
Dude,
Lees
someone could have clattered him.
Van Lees has a good point here. Hard to go full throttle when you're up 4-0.
You don't got to go full throttle, but you just got to go score a goal early and kill the game. And they didn't do that because you know why? They couldn't take control of the game.
No, 100%. We did not start the way we wanted to. You guys took control of the game.
Yeah,
But
you guys
it's
never
for-
you guys never
we
got
did get that
started.
goal, though.
You guys got a lucky own goal, and that was it. The own goal went in, and then we came right back. But Barca never really kind of fought back. They were just kind of hoping, okay, hopefully we don't concede 5.
Yeah, they didn't
That-
have to fight back too.
Yeah, they just said like hopefully we don't concede 5. They got a couple offside goals. They played the line well, but overall it was a good second leg. I think much better than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be because no one had Dortmund winning that game.
Nah.
I think everyone had like maybe a draw, maybe a continue to clap.
I think you even had a draw.
Me? Yeah, I might have. I'm a big draw guy. Used to the draws, right? But
Yeah, but my boy Jackson brings up an interesting question here. Who's Barca's most important player, Pedri or Yamal? In my opinion, it's Pedri, which to me is the best player in the world and should win the Ballon d'Or. What do you guys think?
I agree.
to be honest, I agree.
Yeah, Pedri's the player that dictates the tempo of the game. Like we saw
You saw it even
against that game against Dortmund. The first 60 minutes when he wasn't playing, the midfield was in disarray. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't control it. Pedri comes on, it's a little bit more calmer. That's what he does. He brings calmness to that midfield, knows how to play the ball, knows how to carry, can defend decent as well too. He runs that midfield for Barca.
And it's funny too because like Petty does all that, but also like you don't realize. I realized this whole game when De Jong had the ball, bro. He was looking for a player like Pedri. You know what I mean? Like he's like, bro, where is Pedri? I can tell.
Yeah, needs someone to hold his hand.
Just he needs legit some Pedri there to play with off. You know, because obviously we have Fermin who comes back a lot. He plays off, but De Jong also plays better when Pedri's on.
He was
Everybody
also
does.
playing
Everyone
with
does,
Eric
yeah.
Garcia. Two.
Who started?
I think it was Eric Garcia.
Was it
No,
Garcia. No, Garcia didn't start.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Gavi.
No, Gavi started.
It wasn't Eric Garcia.
No,
Eric
no,
Garcia
Gavi
came on after.
Garcia came on after.
Oh.
But that right there tells you how much he's important to this team, and I agree. Pedri is the most important. It's just he doesn't get the numbers, the
He
goals.
won't
the
ever
GA.
be in Ballon d'Or contention just because he's not a forward.
It's hard.
I hope
unfortunately.
not. That's
I
yeah.
don't know if that's true.
No,
No,
I don't know
it
if that's
is.
true either. But
I think it is because why did everyone not want Rodri to win?
Like
Roger won the Ballon
Yeah,
d'Or.
but why did you not want him to
well, it
win?
was more because the year Vinny had, like stats wise. But yeah,
Yes.
you're right. That's true.
This
But
guy was raving about
Yeah.
how football's dead because Rodri won Ballon d'Or. Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or because he was the best player in the world.
What do you think, Marco? Did Rodri deserve it?
no, Rodri was the best player in the world. Yeah. He's just you took him out of whatever team he played on, the Man City team or the Spanish team. It's a different team.
Yeah.
Like Pedri.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take him out of the Barca team, it's a different team. He does so much for that team.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's night and day.
Yeah.
It's legit night
But
and
you
day.
legit have like 2 worthy Ballon d'Or players right there on your team, which is pretty ridiculous. Like Yamal at 17 is not ridiculous to say like he might be the best player in the world. He's ridiculous. But that's going to be a good game against Inter. It's going to be such a fun game. Visca Barca.
Scared about that game. Bro.
You guys need Danny Olmo back, man.
Yeah.
Something I did see was when Pedri got subbed on, he got a standing O from the Signal Iduna Park, and they were
Good, man.
chanting his name.
Wow.
Bro, we respect ball, man. We respect ball. At the end of the day, he's a baller, man. Of course.
That's respect.
Player like
gotta
that,
get
man,
to-
comes on.
I got to get to Dortmund one day, man. Those fans look crazy.
Yeah, I think we all have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
Team
go
Team
to-
trip.
Bros trip?
Let's
Team
go to the
trip?
Signal Iduna,
Fuck,
man.
dude.
Dude. Their classic?
Oh, that would be
They're
some-
class.
that would be some good
What's that?
content.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Big vlog in the
Oh, that'd be,
pipeline.
you could do like a little podcast studio on the road.
Yeah,
That'd be
let's
crazy.
get it. Van Lee says Barca midfield is going to be Teflon and super elite next year. 6'4" Bernal returns, along with Casado and Gavi with a season under his new knee. Yeah,
Low-key,
solid
bro.
players.
Can't wait
coming
for
back
Bernal
from
to come
injury.
back.
With the form of Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, Marino, Gavi, Olmo, and the return of Rodri, how does Spain midfield line up next summer at the World Cup?
Damn, bro.
That's a
Might
good-
be
that's a
Rodri
great
holding.
bloody
Pedri
question.
has to be in there for sure, and then you need like a runner, bro.
They're gonna play. I think Olmo's gonna be that third midfielder again.
He
Think
came
so?
on this game, didn't he?
It's really well,
I
Rodri,
believe so,
Pedri,
yeah.
and somebody else.
Yeah.
Van Lee
really what
also
it
didn't
is,
mention Fermin Lopez either.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
crazy because the
Gavi.
third almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Marino in there too.
Yeah.
He's so
Striker?
good at so many. Yeah, bro. He like, does so many things so well. That
False
Arsenal team.
6.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
he's gonna be the
underrated.
super sub up top. I think the number 9. That's where Arteta got the idea.
Euro too.
Yeah, I know. That's
Bro.
where Arteta got the idea.
Yeah.
When he scored that header, turned
He's
him
a
into
big
a
body,
9.
man.
Did you see the edit?
Yeah.
There is that one edit of him after he scored the header. It was like a picture of Arteta watching him. He scores the header and he runs to the corner to celebrate. And like as he's jumping up, like his 6 just turns into a 9.
Come
And Arteta's
on,
face.
bro.
That was good.
To the 6 upside
Yeah.
down, it's a 9 now. We're to Drake.
That's good.
Yeah, okay. Barca will face Inter in the next round. Let's speak about Inter Bayern. What happened?
I have one more thing though before we
Tell
get to
us.
that. Did you guys see the tweet that Barca did and then Dortmund replied to it?
Which one?
So basically, Barca posted a tweet after the game saying, "You have made it very difficult for us. You were a great rival. We wish you all the best for the rest of the season, and we'll see you in the next one." And then Dortmund said, "Go win this thing."
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I
They
did.
responded,
Yeah,
"Go win this."
Dortmund's always been
thing."
respectful,
What do you
bro.
guys think about that? Interesting.
I rate it, bro.
Very
You rate
respectful.
it? Yeah.
I rate it, yeah.
I
don't
rate
rate
it.
it.
I rate it.
Why?
You got a thought on it?
I don't know.
He knows.
I know. I'm thinking about my thought. I feel like it's. I don't mind it because they're not really rivals, right? It's different countries.
If it
It's
was
like,
Madrid,
there's no
then I would
history.
not like it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, they would never say go win this thing to
Yeah.
Madrid.
That's true.
But
Would you not want to say
Yeah.
you lost to the team that won the Champions League?
No.
You know what I
no,
mean?
I don't think that really matters. I think it's more just like there's no rivalry there. There's no history even between the two clubs in the Champions League too. So it's like
Yeah.
wish
Just
them,
like- just
you, you
hashtag
wish them
respect.
luck.
Yeah.
You could have said just good luck, but
Yeah, took it.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe a little much,
Hashtag respect, man.
but it is respect. Yeah.
I have an interesting question revolving around that as we head into the Inter game. What are you guys' thoughts on this? As Italians and as a Juve fan and a Milan fan, do you feel you have an onus to support Inter to win the CL? And
Wow.
what do you think about people that do or don't? What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
That's a great question. You want to go?
Like
Spags a little wishy-washy.
Italians need a team that could win a CL. I just don't want it to be Inter.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the problem here.
I ride this line. If you guys seen my content, like I do defend the Serie A because I do think that people they just disrespect it way too much, right? Like at the end of the day, I know it's not a good year to say this because of the performances of Juve and Milan in the Champions League, but the levels in Italy are still closer than most people think to other top leagues in Europe. But the fact is, this year, and I made a video yesterday about this too, is that the best teams in the country right now are not the teams in the Champions League, where it's like Napoli had a horrible year last year. They're back now. They're not there. And the teams who did qualify, Milan and Juve, made massive changes to start this season. They didn't work. They got a whole lot worse. Milan got like way worse, right? So just the top teams are no longer in the Champions League. And Atalanta was the only shock, in my opinion, because, yeah, Milan, Juve losing their games, like, if you watch them this season, that's not a surprise to anybody with how bad they've been, especially Milan. But to your point, like I try to get people to respect the Serie A, but I don't want it to be Inter, bro. Like you know what I mean? It's just I want the coefficient ranking and I want people to respect the league, but I want Barca to wipe the floor with them. To be honest
Let's
with you.
go.
Yeah, like it's I don't think it'll happen, but I hope it does happen. The people that do support just Italian teams in general is, who am I to say how you can support, how you can watch football, like to each their own. It's just not for me. Like, I can't support Inter in any situation, under any circumstance. I don't care who they're playing in what stadium. It doesn't matter. No Inter ever.
Fair. What about you?
I low key want them to beat Barca and then lose in the final though.
Yeah, that would be the
Damn.
best way for the coefficient ranking. Is like knock the Spanish team out. Maybe we get some boost there, but also Lazio lost today too, so I feel like we're probably cooked in terms of the coefficient.
But
no matter
he's
what.
not thinking about the coefficient.
I'm not
He's
thinking
just
about
hating on
I just
Barca.
hate Barca more.
Well, I'm thinking coefficient because of top 5 will be a Champions League spot,
Yeah.
which Milan still have an outside chance for. It's probably not going to happen, but
Yeah, you should be thinking about that too.
See, this is an educated
My-
opinion.
yeah, my-
Yours
mine's-
is emotional.
Yeah, mine's emotional. Yeah,
Wait,
mine's
but
definitely emotional.
you hate Barca more than Inter.
I didn't before this podcast though.
That's great. That's
This
good.
podcast
This
made me hate
specific
Barca a lot
podcast,
more.
like when we
So
started.
it's
Juve's
because they're all Barca fans.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
sure, yeah.
so
yeah.
Juve's biggest rival, the Derby d'Italia.
Yeah.
You hate them less than a random club in Spain.
Not before this
a
podcast.
random
as I said.
club, a random club in Spain is crazy.
So you're letting emotions drive.
Yeah,
drive
100%. Yeah.
Very ladylike of you.
Thanks. Speaking of ladies, Layla, what's up? Not impressed by Inter. No real pace in the team.
Wow.
Same fixture congestion as Barca, and they are one of the oldest teams in Europe.
That doesn't
Cook.
matter, bro.
It doesn't matter. They've been cooking
The
with
way that
Barella.
they play, man, and the
Layla.
system that they have set up, man, it's gonna be a tough one.
That
for sure,
Layla
bro.
cooked with that
I
comment.
don't know if Layla cooked with that comment.
Bro,
I think
I'm
we're
worried
gonna-
about
we're gonna screenshot this. We're gonna come back to it next
Yeah.
episode.
And then she says, "Yay, Bilbao secured 5 Champions League spots for La Liga today."
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So it's
Okay,
done.
so it's done.
sir.
Then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
done.
it's England and
so
Spain. It
Inter,
doesn't
so
matter
Inter out.
anyway.
Inter out for you then.
Yeah,
I think that's because Lazio lost too, right? That was like the only hope. Yeah.
Lazio stinks. But
Anthony CL? Question mark.
I guess if Betis make it
Where
into
is
Champions
Betis
League,
right
right?
now?
that's if he's still at Betis.
He might be, man. They might buy him. How
They
he's
should.
playing.
Is there a 5-back?
I don't know. I don't got the details of the
So-
loan.
Who picked Inter to win the Bayern matchup?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think
No, I had.
can't
Bayern.
remember.
I think
to
it.
be
I
honest.
feel
Alright,
like
Bayern.
I think it might have been 3-3.
no. It was only 2 Inter. It might
I had
be.
Bayern.
It might have
Maybe
been you.
Matt.
It might
I
have
can't
been
remember,
you-
to
I
be
think it
honest.
might have been you and Dan. Actually.
I don't think Dan went for Inter.
I think it was because you guys were both wearing the PSG kits. Maybe that was a different game you
He
guys
might have
predicted.
actually went Inter, but it was only 2 of us.
Yeah.
I went Bayern.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, but as we're on the top of Inter here, I want to ask you, as a Milan fan, who do you hate more, Inter or Juve?
Inter is without a question. It's
Why?
Why? It's just. Well, first of all, they're city rivals too, so we have to they're kind of like
Seriously.
when you have to share a home with your brother. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to have that respect among them. But like the history between the two clubs and the matchups and the fact that they, especially go back last season, like them winning the league in San Siro, like on Milan's head top. That's like the ultimate disrespect, right? Like, how can I then turn and be like, go in the UCL, guys? Like, good luck. It's never gonna happen,
Makes
right?
sense.
So,
Makes sense.
you know, when I was younger, like, and I wasn't as into football, I didn't really get the rivalry. But like, as you watch more derbies and like more drama happens and players start fighting and like Theo and Dumfries get into it, like, pick a side, bro. You know what I mean? You can't be there like, oh, guys, don't fight. You're like, no, I'm backing. I back my guy. You back your guy. And just more of those things start happening over the years, and like that's how rivalries start, right? But as a kid, I didn't get that, but yeah, now I do.
I like
you know
that.
what I mean? Like, yeah,
That's a good.
I
that's a
like
good
that.
rivalry. I
But
like
to,
that.
but
Yeah.
to add on to that, with that said, who's the bigger club in Italy, Inter or Milan?
I think you know my answer. So what's your
I think
answer?
it's pretty easy. I think it's AC.
Why?
They're pretty close in Scudettos and trophies, and then they take over as with UCLs.
Why
they
do
got a
you think
treble
it's
double?
Milan?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so we're one Scudetto down. It's going to be 2 this year, most likely. More Champions Leagues too. They've conquered Europe more. I think an all-time Milan 11 too. Will take an Inter all-time 11, like no question. The fan base is like technically a bit bigger if you want to go by like I don't know, like social media accounts, that kind of stuff too. Like doesn't really matter, but I think it's just a club that's more important to football history in general, not just Italian football. So.
It's a great.
Which I guess in that case, like who's the bigger club in Italy? But I just think that Milan's overall worldwide presence just makes them a bigger club, and it translates back home in Milan too.
What if Inter get the treble this season? They'd have 2 trebles in what, 15 years?
Honestly, that's a fair point too, and I honestly having 2 trebles like it's hard to argue against. And if they win the Scudetto, yeah, like sorry if they have the treble, yeah, it's hard to argue against, man. Like the thing is, over history, they've always been so close. Like, usually when Inter wins a league or Milan wins a league, Inter follows closely behind. Like, they both follow each other. But it just feels like the last, 6, 7, like last decade, Inter have been the best team for a while, other than that Juve dominance. But since the Juve dominance end, it's been almost all Inter. Honestly, man. Like, we can argue about how they built their team and the money they spend, but the actual team they have right now is such a well-built team, and they've been together for a long time with a manager who's been there for a long time too. And Inzaghi's so good; they can play so many different ways too. Like, I think they might beat Barca. I think they will beat Barca, but I hope they don't.
Wow. So, what you're saying is Inter is sure a treble, but even a CL away from Milan being Nerazzurri.
I don't know, man. Listen. 2 trebles, like we're talking about like once in a lifetime kind of accomplishments, like to do it twice in the span of 15 years. Man, like anyone that's like watches a football club or supports a football club, like that's like the stuff of dreams, man. Like 1 treble is
Madrid don't even have one.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, like it's
Juve definitely don't.
They're not gonna do it, but I'm just saying if they do, yeah, it's hard to argue, but I'm always gonna back Milan. I still think Milan will be the bigger club, but yeah, like someone can turn to me and say 2 trebles, and I can't reply to that.
You say 7 UCLs.
You say 7 UCLs, yeah.
Trebles,
but
I think trebles outweigh.
yeah, because like the last time Milan won the Champions League too, they finished like 4th in the league, right? Like, so
fair play, but
Yeah.
people don't remember that they finished 4th that year. They
don't,
just
'cause
remember
won
the
Champions
UCL.
League, right? But to dominate your country, dominate Europe like that, man, that's tough.
Fair
You
play.
can put together a good tournament run, but like to be that good for 36 games or 38 games, whatever it is, and in Europe and in your cup finals, like they did lose the Supercopa though, so there's 1 trophy they didn't win. But
Yeah, I mean, and 2007 is starting to feel like a long time ago. I mean, and look, it's no 96. Juve's last CL, so that's even longer.
You always have to put a little.
Always
bit.
shocking.
How old are you, little bro?
1.
You were
Crazy.
1 the last time they won a CL.
I watched them, and I was there.
No, you
Yeah,
didn't. Who'd they
right.
play against?
I was there against Ajax, Dortmund. Ajax.
Ajax and Dortmund.
It was Ajax. Dortmund was
okay,
even
no,
worse.
I do like Layla. Milan is the bigger club. Inter's more likable. Come on now.
maybe,
Milan
maybe,
is- yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe take back your
Milan is winning the Coppa Italia. That's a great shout. And I hope that they can, because that would stop the treble, and that would also give us another trophy on a horrible season.
Hey, what'd she say up
Gotta
there?
go
Let
back
me
a
read-
little
let me
bit.
read that.
Matthews, read that. Matthews, read it.
Mr. Juventus. I rewatched the 2015 finals. We beat you guys fair and square. And you guys low-key had the Italian Galacticos, Pirlo, Pogba, Morata, Vidal, Marquisio, Buffon, and Tevez.
So
Respect
that team-
Barca, bro.
That team,
Respect Barca.
that team was
Shout out-
disgusting.
Shout out
To be
Layla,
fair,
Lala.
we didn't have Chiellini though, so
Oh,
I just
you just found that out the other
found
night.
that out. I forgot. I forgot, to be honest.
That Juve team was one of the
That was
best
W
Juve
comment.
teams in like
it was so
in
short-lived.
recent history, man. It's such a good
perfectly,
team.
perfectly made too. Like everything everyone
Everything
filled
was
that
perfect.
position.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't win the CL. That's embarrassing.
We went up against the best front 3 league of all time.
You literally lost to Ronaldo and then Messi.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, those are your
Right.
Champions League
Yeah,
finals.
that's
It's
fair.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, remember when they lost to Lyon though that one year?
No, I don't.
I remember.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in the final. Yeah, I do remember that.
No.
They had like a little bit of like a run where they were
And
getting
you lose to,
knocked
like,
out
PSV
by-
No, the
as
2
well,
finals
too.
they made, they lost to the 2 best players of all time.
Yeah.
So
Can you
it's-
blame them? Yeah. it's
You
hard.
can't really blame them, man. But that Juve team was. It sucks they don't have that Champions League, because those teams deserved a Champions League for sure. But it's Messi, Ronaldo.
Wow,
Man. It's,
that's a Juve Milan respect.
it's why
right
so
there.
many
Hashtag.
like ballers don't have like a chip in the NBA is because of Michael Jordan and LeBron. It's
So
like
do you
so
think-
many, you know what I mean? Like,
So, in the same light, did Inter deserve that CL against Man City?
I low key think they did, to be honest, but
You think so?
I don't care that they didn't.
they definitely showed themselves well. I mean, that Lukaku save at the end. You know what I mean? Like,
Lukaku's save
yeah,
is crazy.
they showed themselves well, but I think that Man City team was pretty inevitable that year.
Fair,
Like, it was just gonna be theirs.
fair.
you
BX Gunner 81. I'd like to get Barca in the final. Should we get past PSG? Payback is in order.
Facts.
Arsenal versus Barca would be
True.
pretty fun. Fun game.
You think?
Van Lee says Bayern were the betting favorites for the second leg with half their side out. Barca will be favorites both legs. If Barca keep the ball in the ground and defend set pieces, they win. Might be that simple.
We'll see, man.
You gotta defend the
It's-
counterattack.
I don't.
See,
Yeah, I just feel like people need to watch Inter more, man.
Yeah.
And this is my whole point about defending the Serie A. Is like, I get it, it's Italy and it's not what it used to be, but like, just watch that team play because they can play a different way. Like 3 games in a row, they'll play a different way every single game. And that's what I don't think Barca can do. Like I think if you're a Barca fan, like you guys tell me, but the ones that I've spoken to were like, I kind of wanted Bayern. Like, you know, they didn't want Inter,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
Especially with the amount of players that they're missing too, bro.
Yeah.
Bayern were definitely the favorable
Yeah.
matchup. For
And
us.
that-
It's kind of like
Shit, man.
unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that Barca free flowing attack is gonna meet like Bastoni and Acerbi and all these guys like Di Marco. Like these guys they love to defend, right? Like,
Mhm.
and they will like Bastoni won't care. He'll beat up Yamal if he has to. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna care.
Bro, I'm worried about Lautaro, man. Like that guy was
He's
playing
been
out
good.
of his mind against Bayern, bro. Bro, freaking Dyer and Kim were bouncing off of him, bro.
Yeah.
And
Milito
Lautaro was like
vibes.
5'9".
Bro, listen
man.
to what he
Pitbull.
just said.
Crazy, bro.
Milito vibes.
Crazy.
I said Dyer and Kim, bro.
I know they're not world class, but still.
Yeah, but
Come
something
on,
interesting.
bro.
It's true.
Something interesting. I'm hearing all this Inter, defensive solidarity. Inter have conceded more goals in Serie A this season than Barca have in La Liga.
It's true.
Yeah.
You
People
want
aren't talking about that.
No one's
to
talking
hear
about
something
it.
crazier?
Oh, God.
Inter have only been behind 11 minutes in all UCL. How long have Barca been behind?
I didn't even know
I
that.
got
That's
the numbers for
crazy.
that.
That's it. That's it.
More than that.
You came
They,
loaded
Barca
with that
lost a
stat,
game
bro.
against Monaco.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
why are you looking into
So
this so
your
much?
your stats mean nothing for that because you could go both ways now.
Yeah, but
I
you could
don't
also
know.
make the statement that there's probably more higher quality teams in
Serie A.
Serie A than La
Oh,
Liga. So in
100%.
theory, they should have like harder games.
Yeah.
Maybe. Jackson says, question for y'all. If Eto didn't leave Barca, do they three-peat the UCL in 09,
Damn.
10, 11?
That's a good
No,
one, man.
Eto was the key, man. He was the key. He unlocked them. Just like
Inter.
he unlocked Inter.
But you would have stayed there if you didn't go to Inter.
He probably unlocked Barca when he was there too. When they won a treble too the year before. No,
He went back-to-back troubles. Yeah.
he's the key. He's the key to the treble.
So
Yeah.
do they go three-peat UCL if Eto stays?
Oh, is that what they're asking? I
Yeah.
thought, do they win the treble?
Yeah, Inter probably aren't in the final without Eto. So who knows who you're playing, right?
Damn, they three-peat. That's tough. No,
Eto did back-to-back trebles, right?
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's
with two
crazy.
different
What a
teams. That's the
stat.
craziest
What a
stat.
stat.
That's a crazy flex for the rest. Like, yeah.
Who knocked out Barca in 2010 again?
Inter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Mourinho?
14%
Yeah.
possession, right, or something like
They
that.
lost 1-0. Yeah.
And I don't think like Van Lee's here. Inter 3 center backs are all 6'3" and above. It's scary. I don't want Inter because it'll be a low block nightmare, which I don't think it will be. That's what people think it's gonna be, but I don't think it will, man.
They're gonna switch it up.
Yeah, they can play their game too. This is like I'm trying to tell people like it's. I think the Bayern game too, like they kind of invited too much pressure in that last 15, 20 minutes, right? Because they have players to pass it around if they want to. Like
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu, hate that guy, but good player. Barella, ball retention ridiculous, right? Like they can just hurt you so many different ways. Like and Barca play a high line too, so if they're gonna press and press and press, like when they do pass the ball out and they open up, like they're so clever with their 1-2s, and then Dumfries forward, Di Marco forward, and then players that can do something out of nothing too, like Lautaro can just score a goal by himself out of nothing, right? Like
Yeah.
he won that header, and then he was the first one to hit his own rebound.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like it's
crazy.
like out of nothing, right?
He's a dog.
Yeah, he
Cold
is a dog.
Sally after
He is a
too.
dog in there.
The high line is gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, I'm
If-
so
if they
I'm
can
so
find a
interested
way
about that
to-
game, man. I'm
They
so
can find a
interested.
way to get it,
Yeah.
like, because they play like a ridiculously high line. But the thing is, they also execute it like very well. But I saw a clip on Twitter, and it was like showing like the Barca back line, like how compact they get when like the other team has the ball kind of in that middle third of the pitch, and then also like, dude, their whole team is just like they're just like jerking themselves back to kind
That
of like,
Gerard Martin clip.
those
Yeah.
Gerard
Yeah.
Martin. He's just like throwing himself back to like
Stay-
trying to time their run.
Yeah.
And you see like the clip of I think it was Maxi Bayer. He was like trying to like jerk himself
Yes.
back too, but then he also can't like accelerate at the right time. So then like even if he stays on side, it's gonna be easy for them to catch up. So it's gonna be like I feel like the whole week leading up to the Barca game, Inzaghi's gonna have them just like practicing just like straight off side traps. Because to be honest, like if they can nail that even at least once, then it kind of puts that little bit of doubt in the back of their head too. Then maybe they kind of reconsider a little bit. I doubt it because I think Flick is like one stubborn guy and he's gonna stick to it.
Yeah.
But if you can get yourself in like that, an easy goal for Lautaro or someone like that who can run in behind, I think it can really kind of change the game too. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that matchup. Yeah.
I have another question for you, Marco.
Yeah.
We're seeing two world-class defenders going at each other, two young players as well, Kubarsi and obviously Bastoni. If you could take one of those players for Milan, who are you taking?
Yeah, he plays for the rival, but I would take Bastoni.
He's more polished.
He is more polished. Yeah, I think if you want someone that can like kind of read a game, and like also kind of fill in the midfield too. Because people realize like when DiMarco gets forward, like he kind of fills in left back or like in the midfield sometimes too. Like he's such a smart defender, which I think is something that Milan really lack.
The
Like,
smartest,
really,
I think, in
yeah,
the world.
yeah, like really lack that. Like guys like Tomori and Pavlovic are like very like passionate, fiery guys, but like there is no kind of like
IQ.
yeah, not sorry, it sounds a bit harsh to say no IQ, but not to the IQ of someone like Bastoni.
And his ball control as well.
Yeah,
You've seen those times where he brings the ball up.
Yeah.
He's making those runs with the ball. It's like,
but
it's
Kubarsi is
nuts.
also how old? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, yeah, of course I would take a more polished Bastoni right now, but ask me again in 2-3 years. You know,
See, the problem with that is, I don't. Do you take Bastoni in your 4-back compared to Kubarsi? Because Bastoni thrives in a 3-back.
he does. Yeah, but I mean, Milan played 3-back over the weekend too, so they really need someone like him now.
Slot
Yeah,
him in.
yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you say he's Italy's best player right now, or most important player, Bastoni?
One of them.
One of them, yeah, one of them.
Probably all the
Who
Inter
else?
players. DiMarco,
Barella.
Bastoni, Barella. Those are our three
Yeah,
most
Tonali-
important.
Tonali's
up
there
Tonali.
too.
Tonali.
So
Yeah.
how do we think that Pedri Barella midfield battle is gonna go? Who's gonna come out on top?
So many good matchups.
I actually want to say this
It's tough.
on the podcast on Monday, but I forgot. I think Barella, I think that's someone that Real Madrid should look at. He is so good
Damn.
on the ball. His in possession, he doesn't lose the ball. Every pass he makes is the correct pass. His ability to his vision's insane. His work rate's like second to none. Like if you could get a player like this on Inter, I think he would like answer a lot of questions on that team. Just
Madrid. you're
yeah,
saying.
on Madrid. Just I know Inter's probably not going to sell him, but he would answer a lot of questions on that team, and I think he would help out a lot in that race for against Barca because Barca's just getting better. Real Madrid kind of went backwards, but I will bring them right back up there. But to answer your question, I think Badella comes out on top of that one.
Yeah, they have so many midfielders too. Like they're like Zielinski on the bench too. Like they can kind of flood that midfield and like don't give Pedri that time and space on the ball. Like we keep saying, there's just so many ways they can set up, and you kind of know what Barca will do, but we don't really know what Inzaghi will cook up. That's the danger of right. But that being said, like what defenders hate most is like players like Yamal and Rafinha, who like you can't really. They're so unpredictable too, like the way they cut in or they don't need to cut in. Like I can definitely see Yamal like taking Bastoni's ankles a couple times too. You know.
Yeah,
So-
it's to me. We'll talk about the matchups coming later on, but I think this is gonna be the best matchup for sure.
Yeah.
Between
Of
both
the two,
teams,
for sure.
both games, for
Yeah.
sure. But I have a question. Like Barca fans, we've seen it, and obviously other people have seen it too. How key Pedri is when he's not on the team. We've seen it this game, last game, and we see it every time when he's on. He's you can tell it's a night and day, like I said, when Pedri's not on the team. Is it the same when Barella's not on Inter?
Yeah.
It is slightly, but I think they have a lot better depth than Barca. Like Zielinski coming off the bench is a lot better than I know you guys have Fermin and Gavi coming off the bench.
Different
Yeah, but
players.
Layla brings up a great point here. Please remember Olmo will be there to play between the lines. Fermin can score, but not smooth and silky like Olmo. Olmo's been injured a lot of the season. He's coming back into the squad. Olmo in tight spaces, he might be key versus Inter.
He is, and James
Break-
said that before.
Dude, Olmo in tight spaces might be one of the best players in the world.
Not that
He's
Dave doesn't
been
think so.
he's been injured.
Yeah, he's always injured.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Say that again.
Olmo in tight spaces might be one of the best players in the world.
Dave,
He's like clip.
There's a clip.
Yeah.
That's rage bait right there. No, I agree.
I-
Olmo's a great player, but what's the saying, Matt?
Availability is the best ability, right?
Well, he's available right now, so
He's starting. I think if he's fit, he's starting 100%. You have
Yeah,
to start him. He's the
100%
key
he's
player
he
to
plays.
unlock that team.
But like we're lucky that he's fit for this game. What if he wasn't?
You are
Like,
very lucky.
that's
You
what
are
I'm
very
saying.
lucky. So you're
like,
good.
What if he wasn't fit for this game? Then like
Then you play
he
someone else.
might not be fit.
Yeah, you might
he
not
might
be.
not be fit.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
you
what I'm
can-
saying. Like you have I give props to him when he plays, but like, dude, I need him to play. That's why I'd rather have someone else. Like it's
Who?
true.
Who would you
I
rather
don't know,
have?
Like
You can't even name a
I'm
guy.
just saying. Like if we had the choice back then,
Who?
like I would have not signed him.
Who would you sign instead?
I don't know.
No, they wanted Thing. What's his name from Bilbao?
Williams,
Totally
Williams
different
brother.
player.
No,
though.
I know,
No,
but
it's totally
that's
different
who they were supposed to get.
I don't know. I don't think there's really a better fit.
No,
In
I
the
think
10.
I like
Yeah.
I like Homo. I
Same.
never hated on him once.
Layla
Good
says here, I kind of feel like the no away goals rule and the new fixture congestion in modern football makes having the first leg at home a new advantage. Players are exhausted.
Wait, they think the first leg's better?
Yeah, the first leg is at home now. Like the team that's that finishes higher. Like before, like Barca against Inter, the second leg should be at Barca's home, but it's not. Barca are playing the first leg at home. So,
Because back then the advantage
Yeah,
was
yeah,
you going
second.
second. You had exactly.
I still think the second leg's better, just because if it happens to go to extra time, it's still at your home, so you get those extra minutes at home. You have more potential to play more minutes at home.
But even then, if that first game's at home, you have that precedent to set, right?
Yeah,
Make that statement game and win.
yeah, like you guys proved it when you guys played Dortmund, where how much that first leg meant, and even Arsenal did it. Arsenal proved how much that first leg meant at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every team that went through.
Every
pretty
team,
much.
PSG too.
Except for maybe the Inter
Yeah.
games. A little
Inter
bit
won
closer,
and
but
the Allianz.
yeah.
There you go.
First game, yeah.
so why don't we talk about Arsenal Madrid?
So let's talk about it. I think I want to say Madrid were embarrassing.
Shit.
Embarrassing.
Say it straight up. Shit.
They're embarrassing.
Yeah.
They're shit. First leg, that was.
Shit.
I'd be scared to even call myself a Madrid player at that point. Second game, like a little bit better, but the fact that Arsenal was giving you guys more of the ball and you guys still couldn't do anything. Yeah, you had your chances. Yeah, you guys scored a goal that didn't count. Arsenal had a penalty that they missed.
Yeah.
They still lost this game. Like how much like Real Madrid didn't make it a game. They lost what was it? 5-1 on aggregate? What,
5-1 aggregate.
like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. It's embarrassing.
Is
You
it?
got- this is the best team in the world?
No.
How nuts is it that Real Madrid's kryptonite is Arsenal?
Are
the,
they though?
the two times they faced them in the Champions League, they lost, and both times they got shushed by their best player.
It's also Barca,
Yep.
too.
Henry did it the
Up
first
against
time in
Barca.
Osaka.
Shushed, man.
It's crazy.
And I gotta give props to Declan Rice. I didn't see him. I don't think anyone saw him scoring those two goals. But also, I don't think people realize. A lot of people are saying now that the price tag on him is justified after those two performances.
I've been saying it.
I
Bro.
think it already-
100% justified. I was
It already
I was
was,
skeptic.
man. It already was.
I was a skeptic. I didn't think he was worth that price tag. But after watching those two games, and to be honest, I think the second leg game was even better than the first.
Yeah.
He still got man of the match. I think he was one of the only persons that got back-to-back man of the match. Imagine getting back-to-back man of the matches against
Yeah.
Real Madrid.
Only him and Conte.
Exactly. I think the only people to ever get back-to-back
Against
man of the match.
Madrid or just
Against
back
Madrid.
to back? Oh, okay.
And like I said, the second leg was better. I watched the second leg, and dude, this guy was winning everything in the midfield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the crucial moments too. In the last 20 minutes, they couldn't go by him.
You
It
talk
was
about
crazy.
Barella should go to Madrid. Like, Madrid would kill to have someone like Declan Rice on that team.
Yeah.
Like, I know Bellingham is the star boy. He gets all the praise, but, like, I'm so pumped for Declan Rice. Those 2 free kicks in the first leg. That second leg was also good. Like, he's just does everything right. He's one of those unsung hero kind of players, right, that won't go down in history with all the stats and stuff, but every team, he walks into almost any team in the world, maybe apart from, like, City with a healthy Rodri, right? He's one of the best sixes for sure. For sure. He already was, but this kind of gave him a bit more of a platform now after
right.
those free kicks,
Not
right?
even like a traditional 6. Like he's
It's a 6'8" hybrid, bro.
like a 6'8"
Yeah,
hybrid.
yeah.
This
He's a
guy's all
unicorn
over
of
the
a
He's a,
place.
he's a
yeah.
7, bro.
Just, yeah.
No,
sure.
it's true, man. Like if Declan, if you're watching this, I gotta give my.
He ain't
I gotta
watching,
say
bro.
sorry, man. I didn't know your game like that.
He
I
ain't,
legit
he ain't
didn't know
watching, bro.
I didn't know his game like that. And
Yeah.
watching these two games, it's like, dude, I'd rather have someone like him over Bellingham any day of the week in my
Damn.
But he
team.
wouldn't
Damn,
put,
bro.
they're not the same thing.
Any day of the week is
He's
preposterous.
playing
bro.
over touch too many, as Matt
I
would
don't
say.
care, Mel. Even like you said at the
But-
Euro, bro. He's so calm on the ball too.
Yeah.
That is
Every
good.
time they get the ball back, or whoever it is, their defenders, they look for him and he turns with it every time.
Yeah.
It's so easy to turn with it, and he's got some pace on him.
We all said that too, right? It was like, how can England's midfield now of like Declan Rice and Bellingham, like they're set for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like,
That's love, man. Because
Yeah.
I know Seti on Twitter hates Declan Rice.
why?
Why?
They call him
Whoa.
so overrated.
That's so
That's
random.
what the Europa League final or the Conference League final or what?
No, just in general. Seti on Twitter, from what I've seen, hate Arsenal, hate England players.
I love
So,
hate Arsenal too. Though.
it's refreshing.
No, I
Lewis,
think-
Lewis Skelly in there, yeah. Another killer.
Yeah, I mean, Gunner says Declan Rice has set himself amongst the elite midfielders in world football.
Top 5, you guys think?
Okay, are you guys taking Declan Rice or Vitinha?
Declan. It's close. So Vitinha's been good, but I feel like Declan brings more.
I think as a whole, if you compare the whole midfield, I feel like that Arsenal midfield is gonna trounce that PSG midfield.
They're gonna
bro.
trounce
They're
them.
gonna trounce
Trounce
them,
them?
bro.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know
Trounce.
about all that.
Mhm.
Like they are like maybe more physical, so maybe you have like a little bit of an advantage there. But
PSG is more technical.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see like if Arsenal just sit back and try to absorb and counter, or if they try taking the game to PSG and trying to see how strong the defense really is.
But the Arsenal midfielders have both. They're both technical and they have the power as well too.
But you're forgetting something very important for the first leg. Party's out.
Yeah, that's right.
He was,
Party's out
he
the
was
first leg.
massive. Yeah, he
That's
was
a
massive.
massive
Yeah,
killer.
he was massive.
That's where I think where PSG can kind of take advantage. And again, if they're playing at home, PSG would be playing at home, or is Arsenal
I
playing?
think Arsenal probably at home.
Arsenal, yeah.
So who's coming in there? Jorginho?
I don't know.
Oh,
But that's what I'm
Jorginho
saying.
Fred.
Where like the first game, PSG really have to take advantage of that
I think
Yeah.
with their midfield, where they can run around them and
Yeah, Arsenal's at home first.
yeah, they were way higher in the standings. PSG like barely made it. Last day they made it.
yeah, that's true.
Well, Jackson says I don't know if Declan starts for PSG. I'm gonna be honest.
I think he does.
Really?
Yeah,
does.
probably over like a Fabian Ruiz.
I think you put him in there. Yeah, you got to fit him in there
Find
somehow.
a way to get him in there.
Fit him in, man.
He's like a whole midfield by himself. Like literally, yeah.
That'd be a
Deckers,
gross
man.
midfield 3 though.
Yeah.
Fit him in.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be nasty.
Gunner says MLS Miles Lewis Skelly is another killer. How about his mentality before the game? You see, he's listening to the headphones, he's smiling, and you see during the game he's going up to the Madrid fans. He's like, "Vamos!"
yeah.
And then after the game, he posts on Instagram the pic of Rudiger stamping on
Yeah,
him.
that was nasty.
So
Bro, right in his stomach. That was
That's what was
on
on his
purpose.
nuts,
I thought
bro.
that was in his privates, bro.
on purpose, man.
Bro, Rudiger's a bully,
I
man.
rate MLS's mentality. Top player at 18.
You rate him because he's saying vamos?
No, I think.
I guess you must rate Jude too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what
How
about
many
Jude?
Yeah,
matches
but-
Ramos is per 90 do you
Yeah.
have?
Yeah, but going to the Bernabeu
XV.
at like 17, man, it takes guts. And he wasn't scared.
Well, we've seen him do it in Premier League too, and he scored against Man City, I think. And then he
Yeah,
did
but going to the
Haaland's freaking celebration.
Yeah.
You guys think the Bernabeu is a soulless toilet bowl? The current like
Soulless.
the current
toilet
edition
bowls.
of it?
I can't remember who posted it, but they showed their. It might have been Derby actually. I think they posted Madrid's fan base, and it was nuts.
No,
Like,
it is
can't-
nice.
it
the
can't be
atmosphere?
yeah, the atmosphere is crazy.
Yeah, but what about the stadium itself?
It doesn't matter.
From the
what-
outside.
The closed roof.
Which is very modern,
you're
no?
saying?
It's like modern now.
Kind of looks
right?
like a toilet bowl.
Just that's just building, bro. It's
Toilet
just a
bowl or
design,
not?
man.
Where would you be without a toilet bowl? You need them.
You need them.
I guess it's necessary.
It's a rice pot.
Zinchenko is low key an option at midfield.
I don't
Nah,
know,
the
bro. I don't know if
starter.
I have trust in him like that, low key.
You don't trust him?
I don't know about him as a six, bro.
At this point, nah.
And MLS is mature beyond his years.
Yeah.
Fact.
Good for the kid,
We
man.
see this a lot with the English lads though. They come in at like 17 and they either sink or swim. Like some of them, like they'll be nasty for like half a season and they fall off.
Yeah.
And some of them will actually like go on to be like a legit world beater, right? We
Yeah.
see this. I think we see this all the time.
We'll see about one area as well.
Yeah, and when
Because
you're
he's
like
not playing too much.
all
Anymore.
these guys, right? Like it just depends like what happens next. Like when you're if he gets loaned out, does he like fizzle out or does he like actually like turn up and
Yeah.
then force his way into the 11? But MLS, I think like the good thing about him is I think he can play left back, which is like a position of need for Arsenal. So he's gonna have more chances to actually like start and like cement his place like in the team.
Yep.
Right. So,
And I want to shout out Kiwior because I don't think Gabriel's like that needed. Kiwior
The
is.
first leg, I thought Courier was a liability
And I
because
said-
he
I
was
said
so
this last
nervous.
week.
Many people said that too.
I
Yeah.
said
But
this
then
last
the
week.
second
Kiwior,
game was
he's class, man. He needs to move away. If Gabriel's going to be obviously come back, he's too good to be a guy that doesn't get minutes at all.
He's got a body on him too. I didn't know he was like that big.
Pardon?
He's pretty big.
pretty
Sorry,
big.
pause. Pause.
Body.
He held his own.
Milan wanted him actually.
But he's a
young,
tall
yeah.
and like pretty big guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
he's like 6'4", big Polish lad.
Yeah.
You taking him at Juve?
Yeah, 100%. He's versatile too. He could play.
Over Lloyd?
Play left. Yeah.
He's been good. Actually.
Lloyd's been cooking under Tudor
Yeah,
though,
he's been
man.
decent. No 3 back.
LK baby,
But Kiwior,
Lloyd.
LK4 baby.
Kiwior thrives. He likes a 3 back as well. So,
What's the status on Calafiori?
this guy's always hurt, man.
Handsome.
Yeah, handsome.
Super handsome. Super injured.
That's
Yeah.
his injury report, just handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gunner says Kivior's price tag has risen.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Gotta get some Courier cards, some rookie
Yeah,
cards.
Man,
I can low-key see him like Hoytion will probably go to like Madrid, Bayern, maybe Barca, like a big team, and then like I can see like Bournemouth just like sliding in, buying QVR for like 30, 35 mil,
That's not a bad
and then
shout.
he'll like just kind of slot back into that Premier League. Got the experience, and I think he'll be good.
I think QVR is going to end up in Serie A. He came from Serie A. He's probably going to go back to Serie A.
I don't know,
Where
man.
did he come from?
Bournemouth start throwing around money like that, man. They're gonna have
It was
European
Mota's
football.
first team. I can't remember where he coached first.
I don't even know that, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It was
he came
before
from.
Bologna. I can't remember now.
I
I
didn't know
think
he
he was
came
at
from Serie A.
Small side. They got
might have
relegated.
been,
Maybe BX Gunner could let us know. I have no idea where he came from.
But yeah, I think he comes back to Serie A. I could see him actually going to Bologna. Bologna wanted him for a little bit when Mota was there.
They have the funds for that though. I feel like the price
Yeah.
tag is not going to be cheap, man.
Bro,
Good coach.
they've been making top 4 past 2 years. They're probably they might make it again this year.
But are they going to spend 30 million on a center back? I don't think so, man.
Yeah, why not?
They have tons of money from last year, right?
Yeah,
I don't think so, man.
Cirque.
I don't think they're like in that position to spend 30 million. On a
they're
center
probably gonna sell Ndoye this year.
back. Spezia.
Spezia, yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Heads, yeah. Wow.
That's such a weird.
Yeah, that's where he came from.
Van Lee was saying, did you guys see the new Adidas advert with Lamine? Dude has crazy aura with the
Did you guys,
braces.
did you guys
I
see
did see
that?
that.
I
yeah,
seen
I
that,
did.
bro.
How crazy!
With the
When did they
ticket to
film
Milan,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
When did they
see it.
film that? Because like it was like the one where they're doing the passport, right?
Yeah.
And they said next stop is Milan.
They probably filmed it a while ago, but then
Yeah, they
how
just
did they-
waited. They
just in
just waited
case.
for that part, bro. What do
yeah,
you
but if
think
they didn't
How
make
did
it,
they
That's
know
what
they were
edit-
facing
Everything's
Milan?
scripted, bro.
They probably
do you
did- they
mean,
probably
bro?
Probably
did
did.
both.
They probably
yeah,
did
well, they
both.
probably did it.
That's
yeah.
how editing works, bro.
Yeah.
There was a sick touch where you saw
Yeah.
like 3 clocks in the background. They're all set to 304. Like
Yeah.
it's
God,
like it's
hustle,
hood.
hustle hard, baby.
And they had
Hustle
like the
hard,
teams that
304.
they faced, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
PR
They
is
probably
crazy.
just edited.
was all
They
edited,
probably just
probably.
edited one for like the 4 teams that they thought could have made it
Ah,
through, and
maybe.
then that was it. Man.
Yamal was one of the guys that got picked for the F50s, right? Messi's F50s?
Yeah.
You know who else got picked?
Finally, Messi
Cool.
makes a good decision, man.
Yo, Diaz.
Yeah.
But how crazy?
KY10, baby.
How crazy is Lamine Yamal's aura right now at this point?
You
bro?
think he
That's
loses aura
nuts.
without the braces, though?
A little bit.
Nah.
A little bit, I think so. And the braces that aura.
Because no one has braces, that's why.
How much aura comes from the sag?
Like 90% of it, bro.
yeah, seriously. Van der Vaart.
Bro, he's getting players to sag now. I saw a clip where
saying.
I think it was like the Ajax like U15 team playing or something, and like they
Sagging.
scored a goal, and like
Yeah.
2 of them just started sagging, bro.
Yeah.
Yamal influence.
Yeah, but the sagging icon is Caceres.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, bro.
Yes.
Legendary sagger.
What a,
I
what a
hated him
throwback.
just because of that.
What a
I
throwback
hated
name
it.
that is.
He was low riding on the daily every match day.
He still plays, no?
Yeah,
MLS?
he's in,
MLS,
yeah, he's in MLS,
yeah.
yeah.
Play MLS, yeah.
It's crazy. He was getting hated for it,
Yeah.
but now Yamal's
Juve
back.
legend.
whole personality
I used to, I
is
used to have
sagging
the
pants,
same,
man.
style.
And what's
Long
worse is
shorts, high socks.
what's worse is they sag and they have high socks. You
Yeah.
legit can't see anything.
No skin.
It's crazy.
I don't mind it.
But I have one thing to say too about obviously Arsenal and Real Madrid as we're
Give
in
us
the topic.
2 things.
Huh?
Give us 2 things.
What else you
I have
got,
one more
man?
thing, bro. Not 2. You guys obviously saw like how everyone, all the players and all the fan base of Madrid were talking before the game,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, this is the remontada. This is what we do."
What's the most used word in the locker room? Remontada. Freaking
how many remontadas per 90? Bro?
Rodrigo's dad was at the Bernabeu at 3:43 a.m., bro, doing who knows what type of satanic
know-
rituals didn't work.
Didn't work.
Well, that's
Didn't work.
exactly what he was trying to do. This guy was probably going around the whole stadium with some voodoo type stuff.
Some
Trying to
garlic, and,
try
some garlic
something.
and onions. And
But
some
sometimes
oil.
it just doesn't work. I think Arsenal probably brought some garlic and
Oh,
like
yeah,
to
that's
go against it. But you saw everyone. Bellingham in his interview was saying stuff. Everyone was saying stuff, and like I saw a TikTok or like a video saying,
It
"Bro,
was a TikTok, bro. Don't say
No,
that.
it was
You
YouTube,
know
it was
it's a
YouTube, it was
TikTok,
YouTube,
bro.
it was
You're always
YouTube.
on TikTok.
it was
bro.
Culture Cams and Leah. They're talking about it, and they're saying, dude, like, was that the smart move?
To-
Was that
To
the
Aura
smart move
Farm?
to Aura Farm with
Nah.
that because
Yeah.
they were saying, and it's true. I agree 100% with them. They put fire into the fuel or put wood into the fire type of thing. I don't know what the saying is.
Both
And made
work.
Arsenal come back like hungry, bro. These guys think, oh, they could come and do all this stuff, you know. No, we're gonna come here and show you guys what we can do. The best thing that they were saying, and I agree with them, is just come out and say, Madrid, you never know what can happen, and that's it.
Yeah. I
Leave
agree
your
with that.
history talk for itself instead of
Yeah.
trying to see all this stuff. And they kind of gave out like their whole like setup and what they were gonna do basically.
Yeah.
To Arsenal. You know what I mean?
They give their setup away?
They get like their whole like they're saying, oh yeah, we have it's a closed
I see, yeah.
environment.
We're gonna close the
We're gonna
roof.
you can tell us to close the roof. Thanks. Like they were saying everything to them.
I mean, in their defense, like it is Real Madrid, and it's like Real Madrid coming from behind is like that's just what they've done. So I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where you do it and it plays off for you. It looks great. If it doesn't happen, then like you're already losing. So
But did they have to
But-
speak?
Did they have to speak? No, of course not. Like Vinny didn't have to be like 9 p.m. tomorrow. It's like what to get cooked. It's like, you know what I mean? Like yeah. Watch me lose again. You know what I mean? Like yeah, they didn't have to do it. I like what you said. It's like all you have to say is, "This is Real Madrid. We've been here before," and leave it at
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Whatever happens, happens.
Bro, when Barca had that remontada against PSG, it was only two things that was being pushed in terms of PR. 1% chance, 99% faith, what Neymar said, and then Luis Enrique. They score 4, we'll score 6.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
That's it. And now you have Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, close stadium." That's how you cook rice.
Yeah, like rice is
Yeah, I
cooked
saw
better when
that.
the
Saw
lid's
that-
closed or
that,
something like that.
Picture. I like this
Yeah,
question though.
closed
Is
rice cooks better.
Arsenal fan base the most annoying when you see their lack of silverware? Yes.
Yeah,
100% yes.
Yeah.
BX Gunner's not gonna like that.
Yes.
Okay, so out of the 4 clubs remaining, what do you think is the most popular pick for neutrals that they would want to see win? Like, you don't support any of the clubs. What's the neutral pick right now?
Probably PSG.
PSG.
Because like a lot of people say, one of the most entertaining sides in football right now. They kind of play like not the most traditional kind of football. No fixed 9, just pure wingers on that front 3, and yeah, man, just pure entertainment.
Pure
Pure
talent.
vibes.
Yeah, such a young team. I think I want to see Due cook in a final. I just want to see that front 3 cook in the final. To be honest, Cavada I think deserves a CL. Dembele deserves a CL. What
Dembele
he's been
deserves a
through.
Ballon d'Or, man.
Deserves, yeah. And I think Due Barcola, that like just those forwards, man. Like they bring joy to your face, man.
100%,
Watching
man.
them play.
So fun.
So
Man,
fun.
this
to watch.
PSG,
You don't-
this
don't-
PSG rebrand's crazy. They
Yeah, but
used
you
to be the
don't-
most hated team.
It is.
You don't think Barca though? Like
I hate Barca.
I know you do, but like the
You made
football
that very
fans
clear.
that want to see like the Lamine Yamal storyline there, like this kid that's still like on this path to greatness, and Pedri and Gavi getting there too. Like, I think it's either one of those two. Is like it's PSG or Barca is like the neutrals favorite for sure.
I think
Fair.
Like, hates to admit it, but he knows it's true.
I think it's only Paris for me. I can't see any other team win. Like I don't want to see any of the other 3 win. That's crazy.
You want to see the Gunners on their first Champions League?
No, well, that's what I was gonna say.
No one wants to see that. I wouldn't mind if Barca. Like,
Sorry,
think-
Gunner.
I
Dex
think
Gunner.
100% the team the neutrals want to lose the most is Arsenal.
100%.
110%.
why does everyone hate the
and I'm
Gunners?
telling you right now, and I feel I'm sorry, BX Gunner, but dude,
I'll never let you live it down.
how many times have you heard Arsenal fans say that they rather win the Premier League over a Champions League?
Sure.
I've heard this so many times, and now because they're going further in Champions League, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna win it." Now they care so much.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're so hypocritical.
I heard this one time and I never forgot it. It's like I forget what video I saw it in, but someone said the way that Arsenal sees Spurs is the way that the rest of Europe sees Arsenal. Or it's like you can't sit here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
like
makes
this is
sense.
not for you. You know,
Cool
like,
table.
Yeah. Like, but on that side, you have PSG Arsenal that have never won before. So either way, you'll get a finalist that's never won the Champions League. That's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna.
man.
I don't know.
Like if Arsenal win, we're gonna see KSI celebrating, Chunks, and Hathaway,
Well, I swear
Stop.
every person's an Arsenal fan.
Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Spike Lee.
Well,
Even
they're
Dane's
the
an
biggest
Arsenal
club in
fan.
London. I will admit that they are the biggest club. They're the most supported club in London.
No, they just
Um,
never let you live.
Dua
anything down,
Lipa.
man.
Yeah, Dua Lipa.
She ditched
Hathaway.
Liverpool. She's an Arsenal fan
I was
now.
gonna say I thought she was a Liverpool fan.
One kiss is all it takes. That was
Yeah.
the Liverpool anthem.
That was iconic, man.
But she ditched Liverpool. She's a
Wow.
gunner.
Did we say Anne Hathaway too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that already. Okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
Pierce Morgan.
Yeah.
Pierce
Piers Morgan.
Morgan.
will-
Huge Arsenal
Picture.
fan.
Yeah.
No, they are the most supported team in London. That's just a fact. But
We got some more
I
love in
gotta-
the chat here. Layla, in the age of social media, is it easier to lose aura on or off the pitch? Example, Saka failed Panenka or Bellingham wifing up a known IG thotty?
dude, that is the best question I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
And Loki might be Bellingham.
Yo,
yeah, the IG thought he's kind of crazy, man.
Saka, Phil, Panenka, or Bellingham left.
Yo, Layla came like hot.
Layla,
Yeah.
we appreciate the love. Been killing it in the chat.
That's a good
Bro.
one because like Saka, at least it was his fault. I did the Panenkas, my bad.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But Bellingham can't do anything about that, bro.
It wasn't his
What do you
choice.
mean? He can choose better. He
Yeah.
can choose his
No,
woman
like,
better.
it's not his fault that he like.
It's
I guess it
100%.
is.
And
It's
Saka
100.
came
It's
back
100.
with a Panenka again.
It's
Love is love,
100% his
bro.
fault,
Love
bro.
is love.
If anything, Jude probably would have known beforehand, and he realized that and then pursued it further.
Love is
Yeah.
love.
So if anything, that's worse on his part.
Yeah,
If Jude wasn't with his girl, Real Madrid would still be in.
I don't know about all
That's
that.
crazy.
I don't know
I
about
think
all
Bellingham
that,
has more aura to lose than Saka, though.
100%.
I don't think does Saka have.
Saka has.
Does he have aura? I
Yeah,
don't know.
To
limping
Arsenal
aura.
fans, he has the most aura.
I think I'm an Arsenal hater. I think I'm discovering that. Come on, Spurs.
but we all are. I think.
Okay. Saka
Yeah.
or Leao?
Like talent,
Better player.
Leao.
Yeah. I think
On
I
the-
think
on their day.
Leao. I think Leao.
Jeez.
But
Seriously, like you're picking, like you have to pick one of them. For your
Saka's
team.
more
if
consistent.
I'm building a team, I'm gonna put Leao on there. Yeah.
Matthews is looking questionable too.
Like,
Saka's
Leao,
more
really?
consistent. Leao's better.
I just don't think. Yeah, I think he has this reputation of like disappearing and this and that, but like he's literally leading Milan in assists this season, despite being dropped multiple times by like multiple managers. He's like, I think he's almost top 10 in assists for Milan in history. Like history. Like people don't realize that, right? Like he does a lot with very little. Like the teams he's played on, his striker has been Olivier Giroud and a 39-year-old Zlatan, and he puts up numbers like that. Like wait till you see Santi Jimenez start cooking a little bit and like they get things together. You'll see Leao really take off. Look at his season when he had a pretty on-form Giroud during the Scudetto season, and he's cooking teams.
So you're on that train that Milan should keep Leao, keep trying to build around them, and not ditch him.
I want to say Leao stay at Milan. Yeah. I'm not a fan of just cashing in.
I want to see Pogba at Juve still, but
Yeah.
That's crazy.
doesn't
I
always
know a lot
happen.
of Milan fans will like shit on me for that. He's just too lazy and this and that. But like his upside, well, he's just yeah, man. It's who do you bring in to replace him, right? Like I don't know. I have no idea who you'd get in to that effect. Like
his level too. What player at his level?
yeah, like I was saying, if Milan don't qualify, when they don't qualify for the Champions League now and they lose out on that money, like I wouldn't be surprised if they have to sell either Theo or Leao, like to make up for those funds. And I was saying like, I don't know, bring in like Heung-Min Son for a couple seasons, right? Like I don't know, like I have no idea
That's,
who you
the,
bring
that's
in.
the Spurs fan
So
you
you-
talked to.
Yeah,
You'd rather have Theo or Leao gone?
if I had to keep one of them, I would rather keep Leao. I don't think Theo's value is as high as Leao's anymore.
Yeah, lowered for sure.
Yeah, lowered. Everyone's lowered, right? They just did not have a good season, but
What's happening with Camarda now? How's he gonna fit in this team?
that's a great question. Yeah, I mean, Camarda's still 17 and Santi Jimenez now is 23. So, I mean, Santi's it's an interesting situation now because Santi's not playing that many minutes right now. He just doesn't seem to fit this. We don't really have a system right now, but if Santi does fire and he's looking really good, like we'll have to see what happens. Maybe two strikers, but I don't know. I watched Santi play and I just feel like for this Milan team that doesn't create many chances, Santi Jimenez is like a pure finisher. Like he's not great link-up play right now. He's not great passer of the ball. He's just a pure finisher of the ball. I think Kamada is more well-rounded, but he's still so young, like not at this level yet.
Yeah, but when you see, a Lamine Yamal starting week in, week out dominating, a Nwaneri, a Desiree Doué, are you upset that Milan aren't playing Camarda? Do you think he should get more opportunities? They've
been playing him. Like he's been getting mostly garbage minutes, I will say, but like there's enough minutes in there to like do something. He hasn't scored a goal yet. I think he has one assist. But to your point, like I am upset because I feel like that's a kind of general thing in Italy overall is that they don't trust youngsters until they're like 22, 23. You'll never see a kid that's like 17 become a phenom in Italy. Like it almost never happens because
17 is the new 21 though.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I agree. It just Italians don't do that for some reason. It's just not how they manage. And are you going to question most Italian managers? Like it's some of the best managers in the world, right? So
Because all I've
I don't
heard, past couple of years, like Ciccio Camarda, 800 goals in the Milan youth ranks. So
we're waiting.
get him in the
bro.
starting
We've
lineup.
been waiting. We're like, okay, well, Morata, we signed him. He's what 32 now. When Morata's contract is done, Camarda will be 20. That's going to line up perfectly. And then that plan went out the window, right? With Fonseca gone and Morata gone. Okay, you bring in Santi now to score some goals. He's now benched. Like Milan right now is a very, very big question mark. It's hard to know where we're going or what we should do. But I would love to see more come out of that. He's just not quite ready yet.
Fair.
But
Yeah,
I think it's also like you can't judge based off Yamal because Yamal's such an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like not every 17-year-old is gonna be like that. Most are not, right? Like we're legit seeing a Messi regen right now, in my opinion. Like if you want to compare their level ones of like Messi at this age and Yamal at this age, he's already ahead. Right? Like that just doesn't happen very often.
For sure.
Right.
Well, you
So-
are seeing like teams are playing more young players. Now.
Yeah,
Like,
because you see Yamal, right? Like
exactly.
if you do play them, give them a shot.
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing too. Is like Barca were kind of forced into playing their youngsters because of their transfer bans or whatever. Like no money,
Stupid transfers, yeah.
right? So you just wonder, like, if Milan just said, like, screw it, like, play Kamada, play Liberali, play Toriani, all these young kids, like, just give them a chance to run out. Like, what would happen? But they don't. So
Magic could happen.
magic could happen, but
Take a risk.
they don't do that.
I see it always as a positive. Like, obviously, if they don't perform at the level, it might, they might lose the game. But like, you can only learn when you play. You can only experience playing against these top teams when you play these top teams.
Yeah.
So you have to have them on.
But the problem is, like I said, like Barca were forced into playing these youngsters, right? Like Milan are not forced to do that right now, and Milan are still Milan, so they have expectations to meet of like they have to compete for things, which they're not doing well this year. But you can't trust a bunch of 17-year-olds to win you things. Like, but Barca had to; they had no option, right? But I think it was Fabregas that said that too. He's like, look at what happened when you do trust youngsters. Like you can find jewels in there,
Yeah.
but it's just not how they function.
It's a
in
never-ending
Italy.
problem in Italy. They don't like the youngsters.
They don't.
Youngsters also, it's easier to shape them. Like
Exactly.
you bring in someone like Morata, you can't shape him. You know what you're gonna get, and that's what he's gonna be. You bring in Camarda, yeah, he knows a goal scorer, but you could kind of shape him to be. I know they kind of want to play him as like a second striker. That's what I was looking. That's what I've been seeing. But you could shape him to be what you want him to be because he has so much learning still to do.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes it is better to play these young players. And obviously that doesn't do it. But I think we are slowly though.
Fair play, man. There's a
Yeah.
couple of comments here we still haven't read. So BX Gunner coming with the facts. 13 league titles, 14 FA Cups, 94 Cup Winners' Cup. What lack of trophies?
94. Were you born?
What a Cup
Yeah.
Winners' Cup. Iconic, man. Who was that game against?
Yeah.
Van Lee says close lid equals rice cooks better. They turned the Bernabeu into a rice cooker.
Damn.
Cheeky. Dan says PSG for sure. Yeah, that'd be cool to see them win. BX Gunner, if Arsenal wins, brace yourselves.
Damn, bro.
Oh my.
This guy's already like planning the
Phone off, laptop closed.
The rest of the.
Yeah.
No
Don't-
Twitter,
dude,
bro, at
no.
all.
That's gonna be unbearable.
They're gonna have the what's it called? Unbeatables? What's it called?
Invincibles.
Invincibles.
And UCL trophy. Oh,
They're the biggest team of all time.
the biggest team of
At that point, yeah.
in
Completed football in it.
Europe then.
Jackson says Saka misses a last-minute penalty in the second leg. Donnarumma ruins his dream again. Oh,
Damn.
that'd be crazy.
Gigio?
That'd be
This guy's
crazy.
got the script ready, eh?
Bro,
BX Gunner, you've only heard that within the last 15 years because of the title drought.
he's saying the Spurs comment. Of like the way they see Spurs is how
Yeah,
Europe
Spurs,
sees them. Yeah.
Spurs haven't won a trophy since 08, man. It's been a long time. Italian Mike, bro said Spike Lee. I did. Nice catch. BX Gunner, don't let Havertz and Jorginho win it with Arsenal and Chelsea.
Damn.
True.
Damn.
Hey, Jorginho,
Both sides of London, blue and red.
UEFA Men's Player of the Year.
Yeah. Maybe should have won a Ballon d'Or.
This guy was saying Ballon d'Or.
Jorginho.
No, I never
Ballon d'Or.
said win the
Where
Ballon
he's-
d'Or.
no,
I
he
say
said top
deserve.
three.
I say deserve top 10.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
fine.
I'm
That's
sure.
fine. When you win everything, yeah.
I think like
You guys
Andy's
like,
questioning,
no.
bro.
You
10
didn't deserve top 10.
I'm sure. Okay. Layla says, what effects on football and effects on Lamine personally will happen if he completes football next summer at age 18, I assume winning the World Cup, plus with a teenage Ballon d'Or in his arms? I'm afraid of a late 20s burnout like Neymar.
Neymar never was at that level, that young though, in terms of winning.
No one was.
Yeah.
It's tough, bro. Because, bro, imagine 16 Euro win, 17 Champions League win,
Yeah.
18 World Cup win,
Ballon d'Or too.
Retire.
possible Ballon d'Or as well too. He
Possible-
could retire and be a
possible-
top player of all time,
possible treble as well.
bro. He could
Yeah.
retire at
Yeah.
18 and
It-
be known as a top player of all
It's
time.
only downhill from there.
Would be the earliest retirement of all time, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's tough, man.
I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
It's gonna
You know
depend.
what I mean? Like it's
He seems like someone strong-willed. Like it seems like he has like a good head on his shoulders.
Good
and
mentor
He's
too.
got
with his
good
father.
mentality as
Yeah.
well.
You think
too.
he has a good camp around him?
His dad, I think,
think
is
so.
great. Hustle hard, 304.
We'll find out. He's still young.
What
Yeah,
about that
man.
situation with that girlfriend, though? There was a little bit of drama there.
The older girl?
Dude, I'm telling you,
teenager, bro.
like they were saying earlier, the one thing that can ruin Yamal, it's not him missing a Panenka. It's a shorty, man. If he picks the wrong shorty, cooked.
yeah, listen, it's true.
Dude, he's riding off aura right now. He loses some of that. The brace is already coming off at some point. Once the teeth are straight, the braces are gone. So you're already losing at least 10% aura there. If he chooses the wrong shorty to bag, it's done.
Just focus on the football.
It's done, bro.
Footy
Yeah.
band sagging.
Doesn't have a right foot either, so you're already down a foot.
Look at João Felix, man.
Yeah, dude, this is the most crucial part of Yamal's career now is going to be the shorty he chooses. If you think about it, everything else is there, but if he chooses the wrong one, it's a wrap.
Yeah, look at Messi.
Yeah.
Someone for
He
life.
chose the right one,
Dude.
and look how it turned out for him.
He found her at 6 years old.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Why you gotta
Yeah.
focus on the football? The shorties come later, man.
Invest.
Yeah.
It's hard though when you have shorties coming at you, left,
Oh
right,
my
and
God.
center. You think he doesn't?
Yeah, or you could just be Jude and find an IG girl.
And he made the wrong choice. And now look,
Now look at him.
Done.
He's alone as
finished.
He's not finished,
He's
bro.
not.
He's finished, bro.
He
People are,
ain't finished.
people are
Mbappe's
taking
fault
rice
we
over him
talked
now,
about
bro.
that.
He's
Bro,
finished,
Bellingham
bro.
is a tucked-in shirt merchant, bro. That's all he is now.
Nah, allow
Bro
him,
thinks he's Zidane, man.
Yeah, he. I think he let the Zidane comp go to his head a little too much, bro.
It's a good.
Took the number,
comp
the
to
long
have, though.
sleeve.
Oh gosh.
Jackson says Rafa Leao would cook under Flick.
He sure would.
Bring him to the
He'd
to
cook
the
under a lot of-
new.
Cook under a lot of systems, I think. A lot of different managers.
Yeah, I mean the talent's undeniable. It's just you question the
That's why I hate these-
mentality.
I hate these comments like when I hear like Mark Goldbridge like, it's like
Oh,
oh, you know
no.
what I mean? He's like, Rafael Leao, we talk about him all the time, but like, would he be that good in the Premier League? It's like, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
their ultimate.
I
thing.
hate
you know what I
that
mean? It's
so
like, who
much,
does he
bro.
play for? Like Everton? Yeah, probably not going to cook that much on Everton, but like put him on Liverpool, and I'm sure he'll do quite fine,
Yeah.
like quite well, right?
Yeah.
It's such a small, casual take. And like,
I
it makes
hate
no
that. But
sense.
do it in the Premier?
Shout out the Prem
Yeah.
cards, man.
I hate that take so much,
It's
bro.
such a horrible take.
The worst is when they say like, "Oh, would they be like the middle of the table so strong? Like, would PSG even finish, in a European place?" I saw that the other day. I couldn't believe my eyes, bro. I was like,
on, bro.
"What? Are you kidding me, bro? Like, dude, they'd probably win the league."
You're like, yeah, man, they
Yeah.
would beat Nottingham. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like-
Nottingham Forest is in third place or fourth place right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
PSG are gonna struggle so much
Yeah.
against Nottingham Forest.
BL dude says in Italy 25 is considered a young player.
Pretty much, yeah,
Damn.
pretty much.
That's crazy.
That's
man.
crazy.
Jackson says, question for the Milan fan. Are you happy with your manager so far, or are you waiting to see how the summer window goes?
Gotta give him some time.
Which Milan fan? There's 3 of them.
Bro, we're in eighth. We're in eighth. Do I look happy to you? No. It's hard to say, man, because you judge a manager on like a team he didn't build, and like coming in mid-season too, it's like he won a trophy, a Super Cup, mind you. It's not that important. We saw now the 3-back seemed like it could answer some things about this team, but I know it's not much of an answer, but I don't know. If he stayed, I'll be okay. If he left, I'd be also okay. But I think I'm leaning more towards give him some more time. So I want him to stay.
Interesting.
I like that. Dignified answer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Van Lee says, is Man United turning into the new Milan? They squeezed out the last bit of Old Trafford aura tonight. How much is left?
The new Milan.
Is that an insult to Milan or an insult to Man
I
United?
think both.
It is hard to tell, Van Lee. Give us a
Bro.
little more context.
Milan are not that bad, bro. Come on.
If anything, like, are Milan the new United? Like, it has to be the other way around.
I did make a video about how there's some similarities between the two clubs this season, but from where United are right now, like they won today, fantastic. But their year, if you want to take their year, like that's a rotten season. Like that whole club needs to be stripped. top
Brought into the
bottom.
core.
Yeah. Like
Tear down the building.
Milan are in a tough spot too, but just go back like 7 years to the Banter era compared to what that was. Like we're not there.
Give me one player that describes the banter era Milan. Just one guy.
One player,
Yeah.
Kevin Constant.
Damn.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that guy.
Kevin Constant, when I saw that signing, I go, we are officially over. Or it's like it is over.
Yeah.
Bro.
Tough
Yeah.
one.
Center mid, left back.
We signed Torres, bro. We signed Fernando Torres to be a striker. Like he played half a season. Yeah, man. We signed Essien,
Manuelson.
Van Bommel. We signed Alex from Chelsea, the center back. Like all these guys that came in, it was just like a revolving door. I think at one point we fielded an entire team of free transfers or youth players. Like
Damn.
no one had any value.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Who was your favorite player in that banter era?
Oh, great question. I
Baca?
think who's that?
Baca?
Carlos Baca.
Carlos Bach.
Through a not lockdown. Sorry.
Fisherman.
Banter era Baca was underrated for sure, but I feel like I got the most joy from El Shaarawy. Like he had a couple, maybe one really good season, maybe like a season and a half. Bought the kit, you know what I mean? He was like our shining, the youngster hope.
El Farone.
Yeah, he was good for a little bit. Jeremy Menez too was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
sick goal that
Jeremy
he
Menez
scored.
had that goal against Parma
So
was
underrated, man.
nasty, but I think I would say El Shaarawy.
So you were thinking that El Sharari, Niang, Balotelli trio was gonna be like that could have been MSN.
Bro, Niang.
Remember Niang?
yeah, I
Playing
know,
Cine
man.
right now.
I know,
Really?
bro. It was so bad for so long. Like, yeah. I did think he was gonna be the guy for a long time. Yeah. El
No, because
Shaarawy.
I remember Barca Milan
Yeah.
2013 Champions League, I think round of 16 or quarterfinals. Barca's up, Milan's up 2-0 first leg. They go back to the new camp. Niang hits the post.
Yeah.
That could have made it 1-0. Barca go to win 4-0. Turn the tie.
Mm-hmm.
Adel Tarap was a big one too.
Yeah.
Kevin Prince, yeah. I also liked Keisuke Honda for a bit too. He was fun to watch.
Honda
He
ledge.
was a baller, yeah.
Legend. Van says Lamin's dad is lit on Instagram. Aura farmed his son and got 1 million a year. Iconic.
Hustle hard. Let's go.
Go dad, man. Go dad. Layla said, "Dude in the glasses is spitting. Us women, sorry, can make or break you."
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
That
choose your woman right.
dude right there, James.
Spin,
he
bro.
was
I'm spin.
spitting.
I'm telling you guys, man.
Facts.
You gotta pick your woman right.
Got to
That's
pick the
right,
right
Zbaddy.
woman on. BX Gunner, could we possibly see a defender win the Ballon d'Or during an international off year by winning the UCL?
That's a great question.
Nah, bro.
Good question, man.
Like,
Like-
if Inter pull it off,
Bastoni.
yeah, I
Maybe
honestly,
Lautaro.
Nah, it'd be Lautaro for sure, bro.
yeah, it might be Lautaro, but Lautaro didn't have a great start to the year. Remember that? Like, he didn't actually score for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's trying to get going
Bastoni
now.
has been that rock. I think he's been pretty healthy too.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be an Inter player, but it'd be nice to see a defender win.
It'd be nice to see an Italian player.
Yeah,
CDF
Yeah.
player. He checks a lot of
Yeah.
boxes. Hey, he does a
It
lot.
won't-
But
won't
that
be an
Inter
Inter player.
box is.
It won't be a player from City.
it's funny how it took, like, you guys know Stuntpeg, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, it took her going on like Sky Sports to like talk about Bastoni for everyone to be like, oh yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Bro, where you been?
He's been
Where have you-
pushing the
where have you all
Bastoni
She's
been?
PR,
been
bro.
pushing the Serie A.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah.
pushing the Labatka,
PR.
the Labatka PRs.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been getting some
Yeah.
hate too. That like she's aura farming or like acting like she knows ball.
Shout out
she,
Neve.
she does. She has no question.
But she's killing it.
Her football takes are really good, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching. her
She's
stuff.
killing it.
But it's just like why like people should already have known about Bastoni. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
been around.
I mean, Premier League fans, they don't get them a Fubo subscription, man.
Yeah.
They don't know anything
I don't know if
but
they got it
Prem.
over there.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? Jackson says, I feel like Flick would be the only manager who could change Rafa Leal's mentality.
Damn. Maybe.
Who's this?
man.
Sorry.
Flick can change Leal's mentality. That's what Jackson says.
Maybe.
You
I
guys
think-
taking him over Rafinha? Left wing?
No,
he
because
doesn't-
you need mentality. man.
Rafinha's proven.
He doesn't run like Rafinha.
I probably would take Rafinha too, honestly.
Italian Mike says, Milan made me cancel my Fubo subscription. Sad days.
Bro,
That's crazy.
cancel mid-season, bro. Just finish it.
That's how you know you lost hope.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't pay for the year, man.
Yeah.
Get the yearly. That's
Yeah, you definitely you were paying too much, then you got to pay for the year. You save some money.
Down bad. He also said Antonelli, banter era icon.
Wow,
Jeez.
left back, yeah.
Jeez.
Icon. Balotelli in the banter era. Shout out Layla.
Damn.
Facts, Layla. When I see this jersey,
I was gonna say
This
that.
is
When I see that
first
kid,
person I think of.
Yeah.
Balotelli.
I think
Yeah.
of
right
Nexus
away.
7-1.
Yeah, Felipe.
Next
Nexus
is
too.
second, but Balotelli.
that
first.
bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Tarat, Balotelli was honestly a huge disappointment even till this day.
Yeah. Sad how
What
his,
could have been,
career
man?
turned
Ballon
around.
d'Or talent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. If he had the right mentality, man. Oh, but we could have said the same thing about. But how many Italian players? Holy, Cassano too is up there.
Is it an Italian problem?
I don't know. They just
Nah,
They can-
it's a them problem. It's a Balotelli Cassano problem.
yeah, because he's right.
Yeah.
Because usually Italians are usually like known for mentality. So for them not to have
Grinta.
mentality, yeah.
The Grinta, yeah. But I feel like Balotelli, like, man, there were shouts for him being the best striker in the world back in like the
What,
the
2012
Euro
Euro?
2012
Yeah,
days. Yeah,
when
like
he was
when he
scoring
had those
against
huge
Germany.
performances. Yeah, he was good at Man City too. Even though Aguero was there and Dzeko, he still made a name for himself there. And at Milan for that season for a bit, he was really good, but
Yeah.
kind of fell off after that. I think people talk attitude with players like Rafa Leao. It's like, man, like, okay, he can be lazy at times too, but a player that really let themselves down was Balotelli. Like, he had everything to become an all-time great striker and just didn't have the work rate.
True.
Mourinho talks about it all the time. He's like, I hated this guy. I couldn't stand working with Balotelli. Like, he was just lazy and shows up late. Like, he just can't do that stuff.
The story where he wanted him not to get a red card. He ended up getting a red card.
Yeah, man, I know. Like,
Yeah, Balotelli, man, he won Golden Boy
Yeah, deserved.
2010 over Wilshere.
Jack.
He had the
Oh.
world in his hand.
he was
man.
fast. He was big. He was skillful. He could score goals from any type of way, right? Like, bro, like go watch. I watch the Euro 2012 highlights all the time just to go back and like remember what that was. I'm like,
Of course.
bro,
Besides the
we
final.
had like besides the final, we got slapped, but that was the best Spain team ever.
Yeah.
But like, you just had this jewel of like, we finally have, like, after the days of like Totti and Del Piero, we finally have like maybe the next guy, and he let himself down, let us down, all of us down.
Damn. So you're kind of mad at him.
Yeah, I'm mad at him. I am mad at him because you had everything.
If he came into fruition, whatever, Italy would have made those 2 World Cups.
100%. That's a great take.
So you think Italy were missing a 9?
100%. Yeah, we didn't have.
Yeah,
we had
man.
Immobile who couldn't score for Italy.
Oh my God.
Tough.
If I had to watch Immobile play again for Italy, I would have canceled my football team. Yeah, bro.
But isn't Immobile the Re di Roma?
He's a good player for when he played for Lazio. Other than that, he's a system player. It was perfect system for him. When he plays a different system that's not built around him, he's not.
Yeah, but I remember Immobile said like his Euro 2020 performance was he was like the Giroud of Italy. No goals in the tournament, but he was creating the space. He was the pivot up top.
That's crazy.
Is he capping or?
He's capping
He's
big time.
capping crazy because Chiesa saved that. Like he could say that because Chiesa won them that tournament, like almost up top single handedly. But yeah, I think he scored once that tournament. Immobile did.
I don't even think it was a nice.
Calling himself the Giroud is
I was gonna say he said it himself.
crazy.
did, yeah.
work,
Yeah.
man.
If you have to say
Yeah.
that about yourself, then that's all you have to say.
But that's
That's
also
crazy.
Italians too. Like Italian football is so system based. Like I would say more so than almost any other country, like top 5 country. It's just what it is, right? So that's why you see players all the time that leave Italy and like go to different teams. Like, oh, they can't do it because like it takes time to adjust, like in the Prem and that kind of stuff. But sometimes you see it work out.
100%. Layla saying Stumpeg is AI.
I can see what you mean by that.
Maybe. Arsenal, ole. What's
What's up,
y'all
Bree?
predictions for the semifinal? What up, Bree? Me personally, I got Barca beating Inter. I got Arsenal beating PSG, and I got a Barca Arsenal final.
I got the exact same matchup there too.
I have Inter PSG in the final.
That's what I have.
Fair play. What about you guys?
I got Barca PSG.
That'll be fun.
Just top teams, top talent up top as well. It'll be fun to watch.
That'll probably be the most fun final, I think,
Yeah, I think so.
out of all the matchups possible.
What do you got, James?
No, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I know where I was for a second. No, I think I want to see Barca PSG. So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go Barca PSG. Yeah.
There you go.
Although I wouldn't mind, Inter would be kind of cool, but they're already there recently. Barca haven't been in a final in a minute, so let them have one.
2015 was their last one.
Mm-hmm.
10 years. 10 years. It's time.
Sorry, who picked Arsenal?
Think
I
just
did.
join
I said
Just-
Arsenal.
Oh, you guys too. Okay.
brothers.
Barca Gunners. Yeah, Balotelli had natural raw ability. He did, man. He could do everything on a football pitch. He was an incredible player. Jackson says, okay, if Milan won against Feyenoord, do you think they would have given into a challenge into the round of 16?
Inter. I mean, based on how the year has gone, probably. Inter have not beaten Milan this season somehow. Out of
That's
four,
crazy.
four games, they have not beat us. I don't
Damn.
understand how.
Wow.
I'm looking for one more of those in the Coppa Italia, and then we're good. Yeah, one more not beating us, and we'll be good.
Van's asking a cool question here. If you guys were to give Man United advice to bounce back, do they need a star player first or the star manager? Flick is showing you could use lemons and make lemonade.
None.
I think the United institution as a whole is just
Yeah,
cursed,
bro.
man. Like we've seen like so many players go through that whole institution, managers as well, and it's just not working, man. Like someone cursed them.
Little
It's
reset button, maybe.
you could do a whole pod. You can do a series of pods on Man United and their current struggles. Like
We
struggles
have.
for the past 20 years, man. Like it's mismanaged finances. It's overpaying players. It's the wrong manager or not keeping the right manager. Like I think like Ragnick said it the best, right? He's like, what did he say back in the day? Something along the lines of, you need to strip it down from the bottom and like start again, basically.
Yeah.
Like
So Ronaldo, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure said something along those lines too. But yeah, we see Dan come into the podcast after every United game all stressed out.
I don't
Well-
even think he's numb to it now.
Yeah, you might be numb to it.
Yeah.
It's rough as a United fan right now. Would you guys if you were a United fan, would you switch over to somewhere else or what?
That'd be crazy.
No, you better not.
Can't, bro. You
can't
better
switch.
not.
Can't switch.
It's crazy.
It's still an
Loyal to the
incredible
soil,
club,
bro.
man.
That's a question from a Juve fan, man.
I want to see what you guys would answer.
It's still an incredible club. I went late last year. Like there's still such an aura around Old Trafford. Like when you go there, it's a really special place. They will get back eventually. They have to. It's too big of a club to not figure it out.
But
Just
when,
like,
man?
are the right people in charge? I don't know. I really like that interview with Gary Neville that Sir Jim Ratcliffe gave because it sounds like he genuinely does care and like they're trying to do the right things. But yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at another 5-10 years before you even compete for the biggest things again.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
even until they
Okay.
get the Champions League
Yeah.
again.
So let's say United stay on this path of like mid-table, maybe even lower than mid-table. How long until they're not considered in the Big Six anymore?
Long time. I don't know.
Like they have it, they don't make Europe.
If they're mid-table for 20 years, sure, you can say they're not Big Six anymore. But it's still, they're always going to be the most talked about club in the country. Like I think for all like, no matter what show you're on, no matter what games happen, it's always going to be led with like what happened with Manchester United in that game, whatever game they played that day, because there's the most fans, right? Yeah.
Unless Arsenal wins CL, then they're gonna be the most talked about.
I don't think you could just kick them out of the Big Six like that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
especially history alone, that'd be the one reason and main
Yeah.
reason why you can't just kick them out of the Big Six.
They need to like relegated or something.
Yeah, I don't think they're relegated.
If they get relegated
They can't
for
get
one reason or another, then maybe you can like
Can you imagine?
send them on loan to like Big Six of Championship, and then maybe when they come back up.
Bro, if they got relegated, that's unbelievable. Yeah, but it's not gonna happen.
Okay, since I see a Tottenham question there. Tottenham's part of the Big Six.
Are they?
Yeah. If Nottingham Forest, like how long until Nottingham Forest becomes part of the Big Six? Because technically they have 2 CLs.
Not technically, they do.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
So how long until they're part of that Big Six? They're third place right now.
I think the Big Six also pertains to like fans as well
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
Tottenham
Fan
are
base, then, yeah.
also
So-
like obviously a way
They have
bigger.
to add everything.
It's the big six, right? Who are the biggest clubs? It's not the winning six,
The
Yeah.
best
right? Because there was
six,
times back in the day of like, oh, is Leicester a Big Six team now? It's like, relax, okay? Like, yes, the miracle happened, cool, right? But it's still, sorry, any Leicester fans in here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like 3, I think.
It's okay, you know.
What about the tune? Newcastle.
They could get there? They're on a great path right now. They're making great signings. They're like incredible fans, and that midfield is ridiculous. So they can build that or keep that together for many years. And they're young, yeah. They can keep Isak in there too.
Yeah, but our boy Sandro might get another betting ban. So
I think it's gonna be a fine. I don't think it'll be another ban, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did hear that.
You think Milan knew all
Yes,
this stuff?
yes.
And that's the whole reason.
I don't think it's the whole reason. I still think it was to our new American owner that doesn't understand the importance of having a player that loves your club stay at your club. He just saw, oh, we paid 30. They're gonna pay us 70. That's a great deal. Which, sure, it is a good deal, and maybe for that season when he was banned, it was a good deal still. But you look at him now; he's one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion. Like he does everything well, right? And that midfield three they have in Newcastle right now works so well together too.
yeah, true.
I wish he stayed, man. I miss him every day. Every day I miss that guy.
You're like Wolverine with the picture.
100%, man. Him and Reinders in that midfield would have been disgusting. I think.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But the thing is, do you guys get Reinders if Tonali leaves?
I think we do get Reinders because Reinders was like
It doesn't leave?
20 million. He wasn't that
Yeah,
much.
cheap.
Where did he
Like,
come from again?
He came from Alkmaar, the Dutch league.
AZ
Yeah,
Alkmaar.
he
It was
definitely
it was
get
a
him.
good find. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good find.
Realistically, you
Um,
guys don't get Loftus Cheek. That's probably the guy you don't get.
Yeah, well, I mean, you spent 20 million on Musa too, right? So like, yeah, you sold Tonali. You got three players in. One of them is really good. 2 of them are not. But again, it's still you want both of them to play together. We kind of just traded good for good, but Tonali was our future captain, so that's a tough one to take for sure.
fair play. But I mean, yeah, that's all the CL games. Did you guys want to touch on the United game or any thoughts on it? Or are you guys feeling good about the CL?
Who wins the CL?
Who wins the CL? Trues.
Guys, let us know in the comments too in the chat who's winning the Champions League this season, man.
Yeah, final question.
I'm gonna stick with Barcelona, man. And that's my heart talking, but also I can back it up with some facts. Like
Sure.
they're one of the best teams right now in Europe. And it's also such a crazy storyline if Lamine does all that.
Yeah.
In the span of how long, man?
Yeah.
Is he if Barcelona do win the Champions League, is he Ballon d'Or? Is it him? Or is it Rafinha?
Maybe. Could be Rafinha too, or Pedri. What does it feel like to have a player like Yamal on your team? Like I don't even know what that feels.
So
like,
much
you know what
joy,
I mean? It's
man. So
like
much
how,
joy.
how do you feel when you see your lineup pop up every game and you see like, oh, we have one of the best players in the world on that right wing every game, and he's only 17, so this could be 15 years of this. Like
Man, just
what is that like? You know,
think
like
think Pato in 08.
Yeah. Okay.
Same kind
I
of
understand.
Just enjoying it while it's here because I
Yeah.
don't know how long it's gonna last. You know.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
Oh, man.
It is
Matthew
true.
Matthew is such a realist, man.
Matt's thinking 10 years ahead, bro.
Matt's already replaced him. His head, bro. He's already replaced him. Bro.
You never know what could happen.
He's already replaced him with like a 12-year-old from Bolivia, bro.
You just never know, man. Players have short careers and never know what could happen, right?
Yeah.
Football careers are pretty long.
Yeah, but
Since
you
the
can
NFL.
get injured tomorrow. You never know, right? You just
Yeah,
you gotta
tomorrow's
enjoy
not
them while they're
promised.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of felt a bit like that with Rafa and his in the 22 season when they won the Scudetto. I was like, man, we haven't had a player this good in a long time, but it's still not Yamal levels, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I got Barca winning. Been dreaming about it since 2015. I think I've had a lot of fun watching them this season, so I'm a back the Blaugrana.
Probably got Juve.
That won't happen for 10, 20 years.
Yeah,
Probably got
at least.
Patrick. No, I got Paris.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
I physically cannot say the words Inter will win the Champions League, so I'm gonna.
You
go
just
PSG.
said it, bro.
Well, like I can't. And that's not my prediction. Like PSG are gonna win.
I got Barca winning it. If it's Barca Arsenal in the final, then I think the script is there for Barca to win. Last time Barca played Arsenal in Champions League was 2006. They beat them. Barca going to win their 6th CL title.
Here we
Checks
go.
out. Yamal, it's in the script for him too. 17 years old, winning a UCL next year. World Cup. It's on the script, bro.
I did tell a buddy at work though, because he was like doesn't watch soccer that much. He's like, I got a like a Champions League bet that I can put in right now. Like, who's the best value to win the tournament? This was like back in the league phase. I was like, what's Inter's value at? And it was like plus, I don't know, 1,400 or whatever. I'm like,
Damn.
that's good value. Like, throw some money there. So he did.
Low key, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
Is he going to give you a cut of that if they win?
No, there's no way.
You don't even want that money at that point.
I don't want that money.
Inter money.
That's dirty money.
I'm like, I hope they don't, but I'm saying that's good
That's
value.
Merda
That's
money.
good value. Yeah, yeah.
What do you got, James?
Barca.
Barca.
Yeah,
Wow.
I gotta go Barca. I think you always gotta back. Unfortunately, you gotta back the team that knocks you out a little bit. You know,
You
Yeah.
said no before.
I mean,
I
your
was
team
saying-
did it, so why not?
I'm not the admin,
just
bro.
think they're not-
I don't
they're not-
write the tweets, bro. I'm not the admin, but like, no, I think like it would be cool. So I think the Yamal storyline is cool. I want to see Hustle Hard 304 with the Champions League trophy because I know
Facts.
he'd get a pic with it, and he'd post it on the gram
Facts.
with like a crazy hood song, like as
Yeah.
I love Yamal's
Probably
dad
some
more
50
than Yamal.
Cent.
I
Yeah,
don't know if they're ready just yet. I don't see it just yet. Like, they're
Barca?
so young.
Yeah.
Flick just got there. I don't see them being ready quite yet. But they will.
Flick,
That
too.
team will win a Champions League. If not this year, they will in the next few years for sure. 100%.
Fair play.
I saw
TikTok.
no YouTube. It was again
Yeah.
Nice.
lies in culture cams. They're talking about it. Supposedly there's a stat right now that because this one's in Berlin as well, the finals, right?
It's in Munich.
Munich.
Or Munich. Yeah. Every time it's been in Munich, I think a new
Yeah.
team has won.
It's been a new victory.
Ah.
Been a new team
that's
every
cool.
time. So it was
So you're changing your answer?
no, it's not changing my answer.
PSG.
But like,
Yeah.
Matt's into that, skeptic stuff. So if this is
Script.
the year, it's PSG Arsenal.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Where was the final when Flick won with Bayern?
Um,
Oh, he could tell you.
Pulling something else up here. What do you got?
that was COVID. It was in Lisboa.
Was it?
Yeah.
So what
Portugal,
do you
I
got
believe.
going on here?
Why would he?
Nothing. Just curious.
No,
This guy's smiling.
he was expecting a different
Nah.
answer. That's why.
I
curious.
think he knows the answer because it was
Just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gent jumped in. It was in Lisbon.
Ball
Oh,
knowledge.
okay.
Well done.
Why? What do you have cooking?
No, nothing.
Why
No,
you
he
asking
had
the
something,
question?
but
No.
it doesn't fit the trajectory that he had. That's why.
You're just doing the math and it
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well, BX Gunner said Barca beat us because the ref was corrupt in 06. We want payback.
Wow.
Brother,
This guy really is an Arsenal. This guy is an Arsenal fan.
Barca
Brother,
loves corruption, man.
brother, Lehman took out Eto. The ball went in the back of the net. It got called back. You're lucky it wasn't a penalty or a goal. Almunia was cheeks, and you were still up 1-0 in the final for more than 70 minutes. That's your Gunners. That's not the refs, man.
Almunia, what a keeper.
Anyways, guys, what a chat.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Champions League is sick. It's been a great season. Semifinals is coming around. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys.
Super
Yeah.
excited. Man.
Two great matchups.
I would be more excited if, Dortmund were in it.
Juve.
Juve.
you, that'd be a sick matchup. Huh?
Conference
It
League.
sounds like a conference.
But guys, Italian Mike's W Pod. Thank you everyone who tapped into the live. Jackson, Van Lee, Ree, Layla, BX Gunner, Gant, Pilka Nojna, everyone that
Ree,
tapped in.
Man.
Appreciate you guys for showing love.
Like the stream if you haven't already.
Yeah, drop a like on the video, subscribe, and guys, make sure you follow me, Marco G, on the gram on TikTok. This is the biggest Milan fan, maybe in Ontario. What do you think?
In
I
the
don't know, there's-
world.
Maybe in Canada.
There's some guys down in the Milan Club Toronto that would maybe take that title, but
Damn.
I thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. It was tons of fun, man. Do it again.
Yeah, guys.
AC Milan legend. Right.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Marco's creating some sick content, and check him out. Appreciate you guys pulling up, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Gunner.
See ya, fellas.
Ciao, guys.
Peace out.
Do you remember how to end it now?